Do I sound like a little far away, or do I need to bring my
You
mic
sound
closer?
fine.
All right. Just want to make sure. Because right now I just have it set up so that it's kind of just laying in front of my tower.
Everyone can hear us now.
Oh, okay. Well, they can get a little bit of that. Yeah.
How's it going, Ami?
Yeah, it's been going. Been back doing this thing for, I believe our last broadcast was
Like a month ago.
it was right before Sonato Gens came out.
Yeah, it
Which
was.
we will be getting to that in a second, but right now we're waiting for
We'll be
people to
getting
pour
into
in.
that triple X porn later.
Yeah, we'll be getting into all that business. There's the movie stuff. Um, I believe there's a Knuckles anniversary like comic on IDW that
Huh?
is like the stories about Knuckles and um Trip post Superstars. So which is
Is
very
Trip
appropriate because we still
the
have
lizard?
yes, this Trip the
Ah,
Sun
cool.
Gazer. Yeah, so I believe from the screenshots of it that I've seen, it looks like it takes place after Superstars because Trip and Knuckles have like a camaraderie going on. Like they already seem pretty established with each other. So I'm assuming it takes place after the events of Superstars. And I haven't read this comic yet. I've only seen a couple panels. So I'll pick it up when I have time. But yeah, I believe that is one of the things that has come out pretty recently, other than movie news and Sonato stuff. Um, but yeah, uh, a whole has it really been an entire month? Damn, it really
I
has
mean,
been.
I
It's
can
oh,
get the exact time.
because
I'm thinking
no,
it's
because
like a month.
our last recording session was right before Sonato Gens came out. I think we recorded it like 2 or 3 days before Sonato Gens came out. It was that week, and it Sonato Gens came out on the 25th of October, and it right now it's the 26th of November. So it's been
Damn.
a whole month. It's been a whole month since our last. And
Can't
and
believe.
honestly, this podcast has mostly just been running once a month. So
Yeah.
is it really that have we really been we're not really being inconsistent or anything.
No. The inconsistency is the name of the game here. We're on Twitch, and on my Twitch channel, inconsistency
Yeah.
is the whole shebang.
Yeah. But yeah, that much is in the world of Sonic. It's mostly just been the Sonato gens, some IDW stuff, um, some movie stuff. I'm pretty sure there's some merch news. Um,
There's always
I
merch
haven't been,
news.
yeah, but I haven't been keeping up
They're always
because,
making them toys.
yeah, and then, there's also yes, the
Sonic
Sonic
Head
popcorn bucket.
Popcorn Bucket.
Yeah, I believe it's AMC.
AMC's always got the stupid novelty popcorn buckets. I hate it.
But yeah, what else has happened in the
Is
world
it
of
movie
Sonic?
Sonic Head or is it like
It's
cartoony?
movie Sonic head.
As
It's
a,
movie Sonic. It's movie Sonic, and I think I saw a cup
I
that has
don't
like the
think
little lid.
I don't think when you 3Dify him in like merch, I don't think he looks that good.
I think it depends on the kind of merch it is.
Hmm.
Like if it's something like the buildable advent calendar figure, I think that's a cool one. It really does just depend on the what toy it is. But anyway, anyhow, let's see what else has gone over. Uh, the Sonic X Shadow Twitter takeover took place on Friday. We'll only briefly talk about that because um, I consider the Twitter takeovers to be kind of like a half canon, half not canon. It really just depends. Um, we'll go into more about it when we actually talk about it, but before we um before we talk about that, let's play a little catch up. So, what have you been doing since our last pod, Goujer?
I've been preparing for Christmas. I've been getting medical stuff figured out.
Ah, Christmas. Yeah.
Been working on my one commission. I've been
Damn.
reading Real About High School.
Reading about high school.
Real Bout High School.
Oh, I thought you're reading. I thought you said I'm reading about high school. I was like,
Yeah,
what?
I'm reading about the history of high school. Why does it
Yeah.
exist? What is it for? Scholars
Yeah.
have been puzzled by this phenomenon for centuries. It's totally not a manga about children beating the shit out of each other.
But yeah. Yeah, that sounds pretty productive.
What have you been up to, Ami?
Uh, on the last pod, I said this would we would not be doing the pod as often as we'd like because I'd be significantly more busy, and that's pretty much what my life has been, significantly more busy. Um, between working on my school stuff, it's final season right now, so I've got essays to write, I got exams to study for. Uh, my job has also been very demanding. I've been doing 40-hour weeks. Uh, and right now it's been pretty crazy because it's Black Friday week. And a lot of stores, including the one that I work in, kind of activate their Black Friday deals like all day long or all week long, uh, actually. And that gets, well, at least in my area, I'm not I don't feel like I'd be too affected. I'm more worried about people who work at like technical or yeah, technology based storefronts. Like if you're working at GameStop or Best Buy, maybe like the video game section of like a Target or a Walmart. I feel really bad for you. I'm really sorry you're working that day if you're working on Black Friday. That
Mm.
sucks. I happen to work on Black Friday, so that's not going to be fun. But like I said, I don't think my department is going to be hit too hard with people. I can't imagine. I cannot imagine people breaking each other's leg over because they want like I don't know 30% off a fucking Tylenol or whatever. I don't know.
Tylenol.
Yeah, but like it's
Delicious.
otherwise. I have not really been able to like kind of do personal non-work related things for quite a bit now. Uh Work has really squeezed me on uh they really put me through the works. So like I work closing shifts every fucking shift. It's 5 days a week, I'm closing. 3 to 11:30, that's when I'm working and I get home at like midnight and it takes a lot out of you, man. I only really have like the daytime,
Yup.
like not even like the whole daytime to myself. Like I only really have until I have to leave my house by like 2, and then I get to work at like 2:30. Uh, and then I just chill for like a half hour, just fucking getting my shit together while I'm at work. So it's a whole fucking thing. Um,
And you don't get back till like midnight, right?
I do not get back home until like midnight. Like last time
Beach.
was like Yet last night was like the fastest I like came home because I went straight from clocking out. I just went right to home and I went home at like I reached my front door at like 11:59. So fucking it's I've been really really busy with others. I've only ever like out of just like I've only been barely able to squeeze Sonato Generations on the week it came out because I was not working 40-hour weeks yet. They were still putting me like a more than like 2 to 3 days off of working during that week. So I had time to like squeeze it in. But like, dude, it's I've been so fucking busy. Outside of that stuff, I have been able to work on some art. I made some art for a friend and they liked it. I made some art for I made a little life update comic on my socials if anyone wants to see it. I finally created
Post
a
it.
blue sky. I finally created a blue sky since our last podcast because I stopped being lazy about it.
Twitter sucks. Get on Blue Sky.
It does really suck right now for Twitter.
Mastodon's also good, I think.
Yeah, but who the fuck uses
Yeah, I
Mastodon?
don't know anyone that uses Mastodon besides like some real hipsters.
Yeah, but anyway, yeah, made a blue sky. Uh, I get like I've been busy and it's been really going on me. But on the plus side, I have been able to make money and I can like buy shit that I want. I bought a bunch of clothes that I need. Like I got these cool like mesh shirts from Costco. They're really fucking good.
Hmm.
They dry quickly and they feel nice.
They're
I got
mesh,
yeah, it's like some
like
kind of mesh. It's like a
fishnet.
mesh type material, not fishnet. It's like some kind of mesh type material that dries
Oh.
fast. Um, I got some clothes for work, some clothes that are like for myself. Like, I got these cool like if any of you guys have ever been to an In and Out in California,
Hmm.
you guys know what the cup looks like, and it's that cool like white cup with the pattern with the red pattern on it. They have
Jack in the
those
Box.
they have those for socks, so I got a pair of those.
Man, I want
Because why
Jack
the
in the
fuck
Box
not?
now.
Um, I've also bought. So for those of you who are into Build-A-Bear, the Mothman Build-A-Bear just got restocked, and I managed to snag one. I didn't get the shirt. I really wanted the Mothman shirt, but now that I have a job, I managed to get it. I don't feel as guilty. Like now that I'm making money again, I don't feel as guilty about spending money as much. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, because you're
Like,
making money.
yeah, because I'm making money. So like even well, technically I didn't buy Sonata Generations with my money. I bought that with birthday money, but like I still didn't feel guilty buying it. I yeah, I've been buying my little heart out. I recently bought some Legos because I had like a fucking cool offer that expired like a couple that was going to expire, so I ordered something real quick. I
Mm-hmm.
ordered the Knuckles in a Mech versus Rouge set because I've been meaning to get that set for a
Rouge
while.
wins.
Um, the next Lego set that I want to get is the Bio Lizard that has Super Shadow and Supersonic in it. Um, I'm mostly trying to just aim for Lego sets that feature like new minifigures, so that I have at least like one of each new minifigure. So far, I have Sonic, Amy Tails. I have two Tails, three or four Sonics. I have Eggman. I have Shadow. I'm really just missing like Rouge and Knuckles at this point. And then when BioLizard comes out, I'll be able to get Super Shadow. Um, but yeah, I'm just buying my little heart out for a little bit. I'm not even buying stuff on Black Friday when it's the most ideal time to shop for that stuff because I've been spending quite a bit and I'm trying to cool myself off. But yeah, it's I've had like a pretty I guess I'll say not static, a pretty routine life. There we go. My life's been pretty routine since our last pod. But I'm making money, making being chummy with my coworkers. It's fun. It's a nice environment, I guess. I get to, you know, it's fun.
I worry
Or
about you, bitch.
I guess fun would not be the most accurate word, but it's nice enough.
Right.
But
Well,
that's enough about me. Um, Now, just to go over like the less meaty stuff for Sonic, let's start with the least meatiest. I will go with the for those of you who play Sonic Dash, they just released like an update that was like a big like not an overhaul, but it was a pretty big update. They added like a new type of they added the Motobugs as enemies. They added like dash panels that show up
wait,
to your
Motobugs run
that
enemies
show up on the
before?
lane. Not in Sonic Dash. It was just crab meat,
Oh.
the fish one. I forgot what the fish one's fucking called. and the little spike snail guys from
Oh,
CD. I think they're from. Yeah, and then like every now and then we'll get like an event type enemy, like the prime enemies and stuff like that. But yeah, they added the motobugs. They added like dash panels that show up on the track. Not even like just in the loopy sections, but like just in like the regular track. They
I see.
overhauled they overhauled the amount of rings you need to maximize the stats for your characters, but you still need cards, so that's a little dumb still. My biggest complaint, they still don't know what to do with the fuck with gems. Like gems you collect when you finish missions, or they'll give you them as like rewards and stuff. But they never do anything with them. You're supposed to fix the environments like that the animal critters live in. But then after you're done with that, you can't really do anything else with the gems, and they're kind of just sitting there
So you
fucking
fixed the
rotting.
environment?
I fixed every environment, and now there's nothing to do left with the fucking gems, and they still don't know what to do with them, and it really annoys me. But
Sounds
like,
like you beat the
it's
game.
I guess kind of. It's like whatever. I only wish that I had like some of the previous collab characters, like Hello Kitty and Pac Man and shit. But yeah, um, that's for Sonic Dash. I believe they're also adding a new character to the mobile games. It's Blaze the cat, but she's like a guitar player in a band, and she looks pretty fucking fire. Um, and then, but that's it for like mobile stuff. I think we're gonna get Shadow in Sonic Dream Team pretty soon. I think that's in December, closer to when the movie comes
Oh,
out. Yeah, so hey,
got it
but
going on.
if someone wants to pay for like a month of Apple Arcade for me, fucking I'll record that shit. But I'm not gonna fucking dude, I don't need to get Apple Arcade. I'll wait until there's another fucking free trial for that, and then I'll but if someone wants me to do it sooner, you're gonna
You
have to
could
give
stream it yourself, like live.
I could I don't know.
We're
I don't
just
like
setting you
streaming
up.
my yeah, but I think the last time I tried streaming my iPad, like just through Discord, like it was not working out that well. It was like
Well, you
so
wouldn't.
choppy and shit.
Yeah, I was streaming from your iPad. You could use that app that Litchi recommended.
That was the app that I was using.
Oh,
And because you're not directly putting in the iPad to like the desktop, and I don't think there's a way to do that. Um
there might
You're
be.
you're essentially streaming your iPad to your computer, and then you're streaming your computer to like the world, right? When you're streaming it, so that's like
Mm,
two layers of streaming. So that made it really like not feasible as a streamable option. I'm pretty sure people have figured out how to do it. I haven't. I think my thing with that is that I need like a stronger internet probably. But that's neither here nor there. The point being is that I'm not playing this fucking update with Shadow unless I have Apple Arcade, and I'm not gonna go out of my way to pay for Apple Arcade.
fair enough.
Yeah. In technically meteor news, but not as meaty, I would say. The Sonic and Shadow Twitter takeover took place on Friday or Saturday this past weekend. Yeah, there's some funny bits in there. Some bits that I really like the most is that it turns out that Sonic shaves his chest, and that's why he doesn't have chest hair that like Silver and Shadow do, because he just fucking shaves. Um, the lore manager on Twitter confirmed that Sonic doesn't really have a house like Tails or Amy have houses. Like he just runs around and he'll crash on someone's couch essentially, and that's pretty much harder confirmed through the Twitter takeover. Sonic's like, yeah, I don't sleep anywhere. I'll sleep on Tails' couch every now and then, but I don't really have a house. Which is really funny because we talked about it like earlier today before our stream
That
about
man
like
has no
all
possessions.
he's got nothing. He doesn't have a house. He only ever has houses in like non-canon media. So like Archie, he only really has his parents' house, and sometimes he'll crash at the Freedom Fighters HQ. But that's not he still like doesn't have a house, like his own
Yeah,
house,
he doesn't have
right?
his own place.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure
Sonic
Tails even has his
Prime.
own house.
Yeah, Sonic Prime. I don't even think he has like a he has a home, which is Green Hill. Like that's where he like lives technically, but we never see him like he's never in his house in that show. And then in Sonic Boom though, he does have a house, which that's really funny that it's the only like kind of that and like not even Sonic X he has a house, right?
I
Like
don't know.
he
They don't really
throughout the
talk much
majority of
about Mobius in Sonic X until like later seasons when I was not watching.
yeah, and like they maybe they talk about it in the art in the Sonic X comics, but like I don't know.
I've read all the Sonic
Um,
X comics. He does not have a
d-
house.
okay, I see.
They never
Um,
leave the. Hi, Lychee.
hello.
Hello. We are talking about Sonic. He's going good.
Yeah. Let's see. What else about the Twitter takeover? Um, Shadow revealed that he doesn't play games. The only game he ever really played with Maria was chess, which that's you know what, that's fine. Fucking Maria's the daughter of Gerald Robotnik. Shadow's
Chess.
supposed to be super fucking smart, so that kind of thing checks out.
Chess is not that hard once you understand it. But then, of course, mastering chess is its own thing.
Yeah. Sonic can beat Shadow in a thumb war, I guess. Classic Sonic was there, but like he can't fucking speak, so he just kind of gestures. It's a little silly. Um,
Hmm.
Shadow and Amy they go shopping sometimes.
Well, it's two
Yeah, they just go.
gals.
Yeah, they're just hanging out. You're going shopping
It's two
every so
gals
often.
shopping.
Let's see what else. Oh, and Shadow and Amy, they're going to see Sabrina Carpenter in concert one of these days.
Oh. I feel like
For
Sabrina
anyone who doesn't
Carpenter
know,
showed up out of nowhere. I've never heard of
that
this
would be.
bitch before.
Do you think they see the actual like Sabrina Carpenter or like it's like a Sonicified version of Sabrina
I don't fucking
Carpenter?
know. Go see Mina Mongoose. I don't know. Give a shit.
That's true. Well, I guess humans do exist in the world of Sonic. They just live on like a different part of the country, I guess. So it is feasible that they could see the actual Sabrina Carpenter.
Why not?
Yeah, I don't see why not. But I just think that's funny because like you have Shadow being a Swiftie, and now he's also into Sabrina Carpenter, which is really funny to me. But just for anyone who doesn't know, Sabrina Carpenter, she's a current pop singer. If you've heard like Espresso, like that was the song of the summer. That's Sabrina Carpenter. But anyway, what else from the fucking Twitter takeover? Sonic can do the voice of Ezio from Assassin's Creed because that's Roger Craig Smith. That's a pretty meta one. Um,
What
those
about
are kind of the ones
Belson?
that I can. Those are the ones that I can remember for Sonic stuff. But the biggest parts that I want to talk about is right now is we're gonna be looking at it in just a second. The movie stuff. Sonic 3. Paramount just released a new trailer. I believe there's been also some TV spots that showed some other footage that's on the trailer that they just released.
I have the
Popping up.
trailer right here.
You do have the trailer right there. I believe some TV spots have shown some stuff that are like extended versions of some scenes in the trailer, some that are like not in the trailer at all. I know that they released some character posters recently. Um, but yeah. Here, let's see.
What do you think about them mentioning Pokemon in the?
I love it's so funny, but also it's really funny that it's fucking Knuckles of all people that know about
You
fucking
do look
Pokemon.
like a
I don't
Pikachu.
Pika Pika. Fuck dude, fucking Knuckles saying Pika Pika. That's dude, that is so hilarious to me.
We're not gonna get Space Colony arc. I'm a little
I
sad.
I know, I think we are getting
I
the
don't think
arc.
we I think we're getting Ark, but it's not Space Colony Ark. I
It's
think
it's
there's
not it's
a
not this.
space
Yeah, it's
hole.
definitely we're definitely not getting the whole space rock that has Eggman's face on it type of arc
It'd be
that
too
people were
cool.
clearly like living on. Uh, I love that Maddie and Tom still wear these fucking clothes that reference their nicknames.
It's
So great.
their like pajamas.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Also, they're all fucking Sonic's parents and the aunt and uncle are gonna be in Gun, which is really funny to me.
Oh yeah. I did not like that shot of Shadow. I'll be real. I do
Yeah, I
like
could
that
see
Eggman
why.
looks like Eggman.
Yeah,
They are really going hard with the
dude, and
stuff.
they blew up a part of the
They
moon.
pissed
You see
on the
that?
moon.
They blew up a part of
They
it. Well,
pissed
it
on the
hasn't blown
moon.
up
And
yet.
Shadow's got a
And
gun.
Shadow's got a gun. This like literally, this is really just Jeff Fowler trying to turn Shadow the Hedgehog the game into a movie. I haven't seen the Shadow emblem anywhere though, which is interesting because I know that they're pulling some elements from Shadow the Hedgehog 2005. So I figure they're gonna slap the elements on there. Uh,
Metal
or the
Sonic's gonna be
emblem.
Sonic 4.
I I don't mind Metal Sonic being in Sonic 4. In my personal opinion, I've always been vocal about this. I would have preferred we get Metal Sonic before we got Shadow, but as we're being presented it with right now, I'm totally cool with it. Um, I just hope that Metal Sonic looks good. That's really just
My
what I want.
so here's what I think is gonna happen. Just
Oh yeah,
try
did
and
you
if they do Sonic 4, because this is already like feeling pretty climactic.
right?
Sonic 4 is probably going to be a combination of CD and Heroes.
Mm, dude, dude, a movie version of Metal Overlord, that'd be so
I
fucking
think what
sick.
it's going to be is that Eggman, considering how Shadow beats the shit out of Sonic, is going to be like,
Yeah.
well, if like it follows the games at all and Shadow turns good in the end, like if anything like that happens, we're gonna get like, well, Eggman's gonna get, well, obviously the equation is that this Shadow had a conscience. He's gonna make robot Shadow slash Sonic, and
Yeah.
then see that's gonna be the big evil, but then it's gonna betray him, and then you got the whole plot of Sonic Heroes thrown in there.
Right.
It's gonna
I'm
be freaky.
I'm curious. Do you think we'll actually get a second Sonic character that's not Shadow in this movie, or do you think they're really just going to save it for the next one?
Maybe they'll tease it at the end. I don't know.
That's what a lot of people are thinking. I
I feel like we will get the Black Arms logo somewhere if they're gonna
yeah,
go that
maybe.
way. Didn't they have a list of what Sonic games that are allowed to pull from?
I believe so. I'd have to find it again because I fucking lost. I don't remember where the fuck I put that shit.
I can't believe we're getting Shadow, honestly.
Yeah.
Honestly, I
See, like
hate
I
this
think
trailer because I think it shows too much.
that's what a lot of people are saying. Like I feel like you're getting pretty much the whole fucking movie now.
Uh,
But this is like what I like on the last pod. I asked you, do you like before Sonato came out? I asked you, like with all the trailers that have been coming out, do you think they've been revealing too much? And you were like, well, I don't know. What does that even mean? But like, but you get it now, right?
oh,
You know what I
but I
mean?
suppose I
Yeah,
feel like it was better to guess.
like
I
here.
do like how
Give
the Chow are just some like Japanese like media
Yeah, they're cool
franchise.
mascots. Oh, do you notice how one of the chows is the fucking Knuckles chow? It's the red one.
Is it?
That's the Knuckles chow. He's got the little white crescent on the fucking
He has the
chest.
right crescent, but does he have the dreadlocks?
I don't know. I couldn't see. It's kind of hard to tell.
That is so
I
many
think
mascots for one venue, though.
That is a
Also,
lot, dude. Well, I guess because like if you really think about it, think about how malleable the Chow design is. Like you can just add stuff.
hold on
All you
there.
really need, like the least you need to do
Why
is to
does
change the color of a Chow,
Why does Tails have such
right?
luscious eyelashes?
Dude, fucking do you see the fucking Chow fucking the Chow food that they have?
Aww.
It's a little Chow dumpling, I think. Dude, that looks so fucking
I would
tight.
feel bad about eating that.
I would
Oh my
fucking love eating
god,
that.
the
Fuck, that looks
iris
good.
detail. Damn.
I want the little fucking Chow dumpling. And you see the fucking little kids had like little Chow hats? Man, I want that shit.
Yeah.
Look, I
They
want a little
set.
Chow hat.
They got buttons. They got little shirts. They got.
They got shirts.
These kids,
That
these
kid has a
fictional children are eating better than we are.
dude. These fucking I think the Chow mascot costumes, they're so cool. I think these are great costumes. Like just as someone who like loves mascots, I fucking love these costumes. But
Some
like
feels a
I can
little
also
weird though, because it has the Green Hill like tiles going on.
yeah, huh. That is interesting because their Green Hill is meant to be like a whole different world. I'm going to chalk it up to just like kind of almost the equivalent of parallel thinking. Like checkerboard patterns.
What if
That's
it's
not a
What if there's
uncommon
other
pattern.
instances where shit's been moving between the worlds, you know?
I can see that, but like, yeah,
Chow
dude,
are
this
real.
place
Some
looks
Japanese guy found them forever ago and has made a media franchise of them ever since. That's
yeah. But dude, it looks so fucking cool. I would really love, dude, if this was a real place, I'm fucking hopping in there
Wait,
so
what
quick.
kind of guitar does that Chow have?
There's a closer shot, like right there. It's just an acoustic guitar, it looks like.
Just a blue acoustic?
Yeah, it just looks like a blue acoustic guitar.
Damn.
Um, yeah, dude, I'm really cool with the Chow costumes.
Oh,
I
there's a
think
red
it's
one. There's a red dumpling on Knuckles' plate.
yeah.
Also, who the fuck is with them?
It's probably the gun commander.
I think it is, yeah. Why did he take
I
him
don't think they.
there?
I don't think.
That's too many
I
missiles for
don't.
such a small area.
You know what I think? They've never said what this gun commander's name is, like for real. Like in none of the in
We
neither
know who
Sonic
it
1 or 2.
is.
We know who it is. It's Abraham Tower, but like he doesn't have the heterochromia eyes,
I
and
don't know if we've seen him up close enough. So
no, we've
that's
seen him
it.
close. We've seen him close enough. Like in the first one, like after the dust is settled, like he shows up at Tom's door and gives them the Olive Garden gift
Uh,
card. You see his face.
oh
I don't think
yeah.
he has the. He doesn't have the heterochromia eyes. So I'm going to assume that he's not Abraham Tower until like the movie comes out and he's like, "My name is Abraham Tower." So, if he's Abraham, that's cool. If he's not, uh, that could have been a cool Easter egg if he was, but it's whatever if he's
I
not.
don't know.
Yeah. Um, but yeah, you see, I
The
think this is
Eclipse
the arc.
Cannon.
Yeah, I think this is the arc. We're not getting the one-to-one arc, but we're definitely getting at least the Eclipse canon and some form of the arc. Just maybe not the full
I
space
if
space
I had to
colony.
guess, the arc will be some underground like survival bunker research facility.
Well, yeah, because you see it coming out of the ground in like London in one of the shots here.
No, that's Eggman's fucking ship.
Was that Eggman ship? Okay,
Yeah, remember
maybe.
from the first trailer? And that's Prison Island, obviously.
Yeah, oh, dude.
And Shadow's breaking out. Doing the frame by frame analyses.
Yeah, we're really getting our fucking new rock stars on right now.
I love it's Jim Carrey as both of them.
One of the bits that I just learned about through Agent Stone actor, Lee Majub, I think that's how you pronounce his name. I'll have to look back on that later. But he like released a video where it's like, yeah, Jim Carrey like grew out his hair and we shaved that like for the shot for the movie. Like we shaved that on camera, which I think is cool. Like he
That's kind of
dedicated like a
badass.
whole
You only got one
that's
take for
actually pretty
that.
cool. Yeah, you only get one take for that, and that's so cool. How do you feel about Tom and Maddie and like their fucking sister and the
I
fucking
like the
uh
sister. I'm gonna be real. She's a
I
fucking
like the
bitch in the
sister
best
too.
way
She's
possible.
cool. Someone was like, "Well, if Shadow gets like adopted by humans, I want it to be by 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 uh
No.
by them." Yeah.
No, you can't
I think
adopt. You
that'd be
can't
so.
kidify Shadow.
I don't think no. I think it's more like he'll be like a teenage son at
No.
the very
I
least.
mean, they're all like
Eh,
teenage kids, but like Shadow
yeah, I guess
does not
so.
feel.
Yeah, he
Shadow has
feels
a
more like an
gun.
adult.
Shadow's not a
Yeah,
teenage child. He's a
yeah.
fucking adult.
But
He's
but
got a
like but
gun.
like yeah, if he had to have like he ended up getting adoptive parents, like this person was like, yeah, I want it to be Natasha Rothwell and Shamar Moore to be his parents. I think that'd be really funny.
God, his
I think I
facial
think
hair. How did he
I
get
think the
facial hair
military
like
outfits
that?
are kind of. I think he's had that since like NCIS or whatever fucking cop show he was on.
I mean, it's very
Um,
video game outfit. I'm gonna be real.
yeah,
It's like the video game goons that you gotta kill.
yeah.
Little cute
It's
little shoulder patches and their little camo that
yeah.
looks silly and clunky.
This fucking shot of tails.
Yeah.
I fucking love this shot of tails. Have you seen Black Adam, the Rock movie?
No.
This a lot of people are comparing this fucking shot to a very similar shot from that movie. It's really funny. But I like that he has a jetpack so that he's able to like catch up to Knuckles and Sonic speed. God.
Oh, hello. It's me
I
12.
how do you feel about Shadow and I guess by extension
Oh, you
like
can see
Knuckles,
his
Tails,
teeth
and
in that
Sonic?
frame.
Yeah, like how do you feel about them having just like normal people teeth? I'm kind of not into it. I would
Oh,
have
that
liked,
was why we didn't like Sonic originally, right?
yeah. I mean, they still kept it for some
They
fucking
still the
reason.
way they animate him with like the mouth. Uh,
Yeah, look here,
yeah,
here,
I
here.
hate
Look,
that. I do not like this
if
shot.
there's dude, if there's any Sonic character that should have fangs in this movie, it's fucking Shadow. If not Knuckles, Shadow should have fangs. Like, come on, Tyson Hess, I love you,
Do
but
they
you
do the
fucking.
mouth to the side in the this thing?
I don't think so. I think a lot of the shots we've seen have just
Oh,
been
wait a minute.
they're speaking from the front of the camera. Yeah, you see, like we're only getting. Also, that shot of Maria and Shadow on the fucking flower field, like that is imagery we've only seen this year. We've only seen it like through, I believe the was it the not the knuckle, the Shadow shorts from. Yeah, it was the freaking Dark Beginning shorts that we've seen that kind of imagery
Shadow's
of.
fantasy, dude. He just wants to be
Yeah,
with Maria
right.
on Earth because that was
Like,
Maria's
dude, this is
dream.
it. Like, that's imagery we've only gotten this year. So it's crazy how intertwined like the movies can be to like the rest of Sonic media, which I think is
When are we
cool.
getting the Shadow DLC
Oh,
update
for
for
Sonato Gens,
yeah,
I believe
Sonato?
that's it. Closer to when the movie comes out. I believe it's going to be that week the movie comes out. I want to say the 17th, but I'm gonna you know what? Here, let me check that. Give me a second to check it because I'm pretty sure it's the 17th, but I'm gonna go look at it real quick. I'm gonna look it up. But yeah, while I look this up, give me your other thoughts about the trailer, Gojer.
Um, I want to see the movie.
I do want to see the movie so bad. Are you are you gonna get any of the
The
fucking
iris
popcorn
detail on
buckets or?
there. I don't know.
Okay,
Depends.
okay. So on the Sonic X Shadow Generations website, it says that the Sonic the Hedgehog 3 movie pack releases December 12th. So that's really fucking soon. Wait,
That's before the movie.
dude, that's literally a week before the movie and like 2 weeks from now. Holy
I
shit.
got Christmas shit to do. I don't got time for that. I gotta still order shit.
I'm gonna have to squeeze in time for that, dude. December 12th? Dude, that's December 12th? That's like my finals week. Fuck.
I'm so sorry, dude. It's only one
Whatever.
level though, so you know.
Well, that's we only know of one level. We don't know how
Bitch, it's
much of.
one level.
We don't know how much they're gonna put in there. I'm
Ami.
going to I'm going to give them some
Ami.
grace. I'm gonna give them some grace and assume if it's just like at least one more level outside
You
of the
might
one that
get
they've
Act
shown.
2. I'll give you that. But it's one
Yeah,
fucking level.
we'll have to see. We'll have to see how it pans out. I'm sure. Here, look.
It'll make
So
Sonic X Shadow feel like it had more effort put into it.
here, look. So I'm
Besides the
looking at a
writing
calendar.
department.
I'm looking at a calendar from today up until the 12th. So I'm going to assume that we're going to get a trailer for the Sonic 3 DLC for Sonato probably next week. I'm going to say Monday next
We
week
already
or
had the
middle of the
trailer
week.
for it.
No, for the fucking DLC pack.
Yeah.
We did, but like a more proper trailer.
Oh
I
my
believe
god.
the trailer that they showed was like an early development because I think they've updated the model for movie Shadow since that trailer. I believe.
I mean, it came out 2 months ago, I suppose.
Yeah, right. So I assume they're going to have a more like a more finalized trailer on either next Monday or in the middle of that
Is there
week.
like an official Sonic
And
thing
I
I can
and I
wear this
think
with?
and I think the latest that they would have a trailer for that would be the week that it comes out. But that's just
Both
my
endings.
uninformed. What do you mean both endings? We'll have to see. We'll have to see.
Ah,
We'll talk about it later.
both
Um,
endings. Oh yeah, I
but
found
yeah,
out
like,
something about Sonic Generations, Sonic Show Generations.
oh yeah, what's up?
Apparently, even though they redid the dialogue on those cutscenes, and I suspected this when I saw the first cutscene,
Yeah,
uh, apparently they're still lip sync to the old dialogue.
yeah. They're still
They
not.
did not
They didn't reanimate any of the scenes, which is really funny. And we'll get to that. We'll get to all that
Are
stuff
those
when we talk
even
about
in
Sonato gens.
engine?
I don't know this.
Oh hey, well that's I know where that is.
Well, that's clearly white space. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
clearly. I want to say that's Chaos Island.
Chaos Island.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah. You see the spire there? I think that's the
yeah,
volcano. I think that's the volcano from Chaos Island.
yeah.
But dude, I think the coolest touch
Shibuya.
is that Shadow is straight up voicing Shadow. Keanu is straight up voicing Shadow in this DLC. Like that's so fucking cool. Like they could have just got uh Kirk what's his name? The regular voice actor for Shadow to like do this. But no, they got Keanu to do this. That's crazy cool.
It's not like we're
Um
getting any new enemies though. Maybe they'll
it
change that.
looks like yeah, it just looks like the enemies from City Escape
Yeah, it's just the
and
gun
Radical
mechs.
High. I know, I think they're updated versions. Oh god, we need
They
a
look
closer
exactly
look.
like the regular fucking gun mechs, dude.
We'll have to see. Like I said, they're probably gonna release a better trailer. No, that's not the one from City Escape. No, it's not. That's a different. That's a different.
It's the one they've been using in
That's
Shadow Generations.
has it?
I'm fucking pretty damn certain, and if it ain't, then goddamn do it look exactly the same.
I guess so. Hmm. But yeah, dude. This is gonna be so cool.
Wait, it said marriage.
What? Oh yeah. Um,
What are these
I'm pretty sure these
ads?
are like. Oh yeah, they're fake ads. I'm sure, but like that's really funny.
Marriage. I like the little anime girl though.
You know. Where am I? Why am I in Shibuya?
She doesn't know what Shibuya is. Oh, look at the fake ads. Future. It
Guys,
says
look,
future back there.
guys, look, it's the ending, it's the secret ending of Kingdom Hearts 3. Dang, Kingdom
That it
Hearts 4
takes
looks crazy.
place in the real world.
Oh, you don't know anything about Kingdom Hearts, do you?
No, I don't know jack shit, but I do know that it's like some weird shit going on where like there's
I'll
like
have to.
they enter the real world or something at the end.
I'll have to give you like a whole. Oh God, I have to give you a whole fucking PowerPoint presentation. This is a
I
lot of
don't
lore
want a
for
whole
Kingdom Hearts.
PowerPoint presentation. I do not give a shit about Kingdom Hearts. Every time I see people play
But
it,
then
I am like, is this fun?
I
Okay.
fucking love Kingdom Hearts. I'm a big Kingdom Hearts fan. But
I
anyway,
listen, people who love
this
Kingdom Hearts love Kingdom Hearts. No diss
yeah.
against them. I just don't get
Yeah.
it. I see
It
people
can
play Kingdom Hearts, I'm like, I don't get it.
yeah. No, I understand. I understand. But this is not the Kingdom Hearts Girls podcast. It's the Sonic this is the Hedgehog Girls podcast. So we'll have to dedicate, I don't know, a different a not Hedgehog Girls stream to that. But anyway, but yeah, I think this level is gonna be really cool. I wonder what even the goal what the because obviously there's going to be story for this fucking update, right? Like there has to be a reason why Shadow's being sent to here,
Because
right?
it's a cool
Because
tie-in.
it's clearly Shadow as he is in Shadow Generations, but like he just looks like the Shadow from the movie.
I think the excuse is going to be it was a fucking significant thing in the multiverse, so you're forced to do it.
Yeah, I guess this does kind of just confirm that a multiverse does exist in Sonic, right?
Or like broken timelines or some bullshit. I don't. Sonic's
I
always
think
had a bit of a multiverse thing going on,
yeah,
and they've been give me the
but
Beyblade Girls cast.
I'm more talking about like
Hell yeah.
I'm more talking about like in the current canon, like there is like a multiverse now. You know what I
Well,
mean?
they're trying to say. I've heard some people say that they're trying to say that classic Sonic is
He's from a
like,
different dimension.
yeah.
Like Sonic Forces establishes classic Sonic as coming from a different dimension.
I don't know if I jive with that.
I was not super into it either when they revealed that. Like I understand why, but like I still was not digging it. I could have just it could have just been like, "Oh, hey, you're here again. Cool. Good to see you." Because it's clearly like classic Sonic does remember like modern Tails and modern Sonic. He clearly remembers the events of Generations. So then like why the fuck does he have to be from a different dimension? Why can't he just be like the same classic Sonic? But you know, that was Sonic Forces. That was a whole fucking mess.
It sure was.
Let's see. I'm trying to think.
Sorry if things are lagging out, everybody. I'm not sure why it is.
I'm
I am trying to fix the technical difficulties.
you know, it'd be really
Oh, it's
cool.
just the capture. Okay.
You know, it'd be really cool. I mean, they would never do this. They're definitely not going to do this. What if they incorporated the Emerald lore into Sonic 3, like the movie? That'd be so cool. Imagine if we got a movie version of Emerald. I'd be so fucking hype.
I'd be scared. I'd be pissing myself.
But yeah, I think the movie's going to be pretty good. Like, this is going to be a really good movie. Here's a question that I want to pose to you.
What up?
So, this movie comes out on December 20th, right?
Yeah.
There is actually another big budget movie that is coming out on December 20th. Do you know what that is?
No.
It is the Disney film Mufasa, which delves into the
Ew.
history of Simba's dad before he became the king of Pride Rock. Um, do you think that Sonic 3 will beat Mufasa in the box office?
Yeah.
You think so?
Yeah. Fucking who gives a shit about the
I
live action Disney stuff? Does anyone watch that shit?
do you know how much money the fucking Lion King remake made? They made a lot of fucking money.
In the United States?
Here, I'll pull up the box office numbers for Lion King. I believe that came out in 2019. 2019
Something
box.
tells me that those numbers are not right.
Okay, here. In the United States, The Lion King from 2019, $500 million.
How much was the budget?
543.6 million. And then one billion, that's billion with a B, in other countries. I'm looking for the budget right now. Let's see.
Shit, when did Lion King come out?
The budget was around 250 to 260 million. And its box office total by the end of its run, 1.6 billion worldwide. 500 million, almost 550 million of that was just in the US. That's a big fucking number, dude. I can't even picture $1 million, let alone 1
It is
billion.
successful as a movie.
Yeah, exactly. So
is you want to double the budget and then
they more than doubled this budget, dude.
yeah, if you can break double your budget, you're starting to enter the realm of successful.
Yeah. So it's like, okay. Sonic 3.
I don't know. I don't even know anyone that saw it. I'm gonna be real.
I never saw it. I know people who've seen it and weren't super impressed, but like
they got Hans Zimmer for
my
that
point
shit?
being is that like yeah, they got Hans Zimmer. Yeah. But like my point being is like it's a fucking Disney movie. Disney movies, even the stinkers for Disney movies, they make mad bank, dude. So
Sonic
I feel like
2 definitely over double this budget.
Yeah, I believe what Sonic 2 box office was. I'm gonna look up the box.
405 million.
405 million worldwide. That is worldwide compared to just the US for Lion King. Yeah.
Budget, smaller budget, even man.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like, as hype as we are for Shadow to be in a movie.
Sonic came out 2000. Oh yeah.
So it's like, if the Sonic movie does beat Mufasa, will take me by surprise, honestly, because I find it really hard to believe that like people are not gonna not want to see a Disney movie. Do you know how dedicated like Disney fans can be? Like they can get really dedicated.
I fucking hate Disney, man.
It's so it's like if
I will say there's a lot of stupid people in this world that I don't interact with, and maybe those Disney people are those people.
Cause like you kind of think about it, right? How many people have like grown up with the fucking Lion King, right? So many fucking people. And then now, like those same people probably have kids of their own.
I fucking love the Lion King. I took one look
exactly.
at that CGI shit, and I was like, "What did you do to my fucking childhood? I hate this."
Exactly, but like, I feel like the average like adult in that sense, especially if they have kids, they're not going to give a shit about that. They're not going to super give a shit about that. It's like going to be like, hey, this is like
taking your kids to the movie, sure, why not?
Yeah, exactly, right? Because like, hey, dude, I love Lion King when I was a kid.
I don't think that enough is gonna keep a movie afloat.
I think at least for when it comes to Disney remakes, that's Disney. That's basically what it is.
I don't want to talk about how much I fucking hate Disney and how much it's a corporate hellscape that is.
Well, that's not what I was asking in the first place. I was asking, do you?
Yeah, I already answered your question.
Oh yeah, I guess you did.
I answered your question forever ago.
Anyway, so it seems that it's like we kind of flip tables in regards to this topic because you're being really hopeful about it that it's going to beat it. I'm more on the wary side.
I'm more of I don't give a shit if it beats it or not.
Really? Yeah, I think for me, if Sonic 3
I would
does
like it to.
Sure. Yeah, if it does, great. Love that. If it doesn't, I just care that it makes a lot of money or like enough money that it warrants more Sonic movies, right?
I mean, even if this is the last one, I'm fine with that.
I feel like this movie is going to do too well to not warrant other movies.
I mean, this is... you can talk all that shit you want about fucking bitches that want to cocksuck nostalgia that they didn't even give a shit about until like a fucking CGI prequel with a bunch of high paid actors and bitches behind it came about for it. But Disney has been feeding Disney bitches well and keeping them on their fucking IV drips forever.
Yeah, they
This
have.
is fucking Sonic Adventure 2 was the hypest shit that ever existed on this planet to even slightly edgy kids in 2002. That shit
I get you.
is in a movie now. That
Yeah.
is some of the
I
hypest shit you could give somebody that grew up with a GameCube.
Right. No, I totally get you. I'm hopeful that it does really good. If it beats Mufasa, great. If not, I just wanted to make enough money to have more Sonic
Yeah, make
movies because
Sonic 4. Don't
I
do that
really like the Sonic
TV
movie
show
universe.
bullshit. That was really bad.
I really like the Sonic movie universe right now.
We
I
could
think it's going
have
pretty good.
damn, if just think, if we didn't have the Knuckles show, we could have more budget for the Sonic third movie.
I like the
I
Knuckles show. I
fucking
thought it was
hate the
pretty good.
Knuckles show. Although it starts what concerns me about the Knuckles show is that it establishes like some pretty deep fucking things and ramifications.
Yeah.
And it seems like it's aware of how stupid that's the format they went with because they did the really shitty like one take of like bitches in puppets and like
Yeah, the
stage
best part of the entire show, the rock opera.
the rock opera.
Yeah,
That
it's great. It's my favorite part. It's the best part of the entire
they
show.
fucking implying Iblis and shit. I mean,
I mean, like,
I mean, if Jeff Fowler, who's writing this shit?
I believe Jeff Fowler only worked on the first episode of Knuckles. He didn't touch the show in any way, shape, or form outside of that.
He didn't do like an overarching script of hey, Iblis
I don't
trigger.
I don't believe so. I think he just did the first. I think he just directed the
The
first episode,
flames
and that
of
was it.
the budget of disaster.
The Flames of Disaster. No, I
I
do like the Knuckles show. I ended up liking the Knuckles show quite a bit. I've watched it a couple times
it
now just to
isn't
really get my
a
feelings in.
Sonic
I like
movie.
it. That
It
was like another concern that people
it
had when this trailer came out was that there's no Wade.
Cause who gives a fuck about Wade Whipple?
Wade's not in the movie trailers.
Dude,
He
he's
didn't get a
barely in
movie
the second
poster.
movie. He's barely in the first movie. He was the fucking dumb cop that no one gave a shit about.
I like him. I like Wade. I think he's fine.
I fucking hate that guy.
I hope he shows up in this movie and then references the Flames of Disaster and then like fucking
Dude,
gets out.
like, either we're going, if they're doing a sequel of this in
I
any way, we're either getting Flames of Disaster or we're getting fucking Metal Sonic.
I fucking dude. I want in Sonic Movie 3. I want there to be like a big fight between like Sonic, Knuckles, Tails, and like Shadow, and
What,
then I
four
want there
way?
to be like, I want it to be like I want it to be like the how the Sonic Generations boss fight goes for the Time Eater, where they're all like kind of in an intercom somehow, and they're like talking to you. I want that for this movie. So like Tom and
Dude.
Maddie are like giving like supportive messages, and then you have Wade Whipple be like, "Knuckles, use the Flames of Disaster."
I mean, if they went to that shit for this movie,
Dude,
we
absolute
wouldn't be
cinema,
getting another movie.
absolute cinema. It'd be absolute
It
cinema,
would be
dude.
the end of the Sonic
Give
movies.
me the I don't have the Martin Scorsese pick on me, but it'd be the absolute cinema Martin Scorsese pick.
I don't even know what that means.
I'll show it to you later. But anyway, movie.
Okay.
Look, I think this movie's gonna be fucking awesome. This is gonna be so fucking cool.
Cool.
I can't. I really wanted. I would really love to take pictures with the fucking Chow mascots. Like the Chow mascots are so fucking cool. I think they even have a rep. Like one of the Chow. is like a reference to that fucking super powerful Chow that you race against in fucking Sonic Adventure 1 and 2. It's
Yeah,
crazy.
you
I
mean
think
the
his name's like
Chaos Chow?
not the Chaos Chow, it's the gray one that like has um it's gray. It's got that like that half open eyes. But it has like really strong stats. Uh I forgot what the fucking name. It's like Chow, not Chow Club. It's like something Chowami? No. Anyway, yeah, dude. I'm so hyped for this. I fucking love the Chow mascots. But you know, now that I'm looking at it again, considering the size of the restaurant, yeah, this is a lot of mascots for like this one restaurant, dude.
It's too
Like
many
you,
mascots in one building.
it's a it's a lot of mascots in like a room, right? Because like you have,
They're all
because also you
undercover
have
gun agents.
because like you also have like okay, so you have
That's
the ones on the
probably
floor,
what it
right?
is. They're all undercover gun agents.
I I could be okay with that. That's actually not that doesn't bother me too much. But like what
That's
I was
why he
saying
took
is
them
like
there. That's why the commander took them there.
but like what I was saying was like okay, so you have the Chow that are on the floor, right? That they're on the like they're walking around the tables, right?
Right.
Uh, if you could go back, I think there's like five Chow that are on the floor, right?
Hold
In like
on.
just on the floor,
Let me
right?
let me
And then you have
reopen Opera.
because you have like what? Okay,
Gotta,
you have yeah. Go search for it, I guess.
all
Um,
right.
okay, so here you have one, two, three, four just on the floor, right?
You
You have
got
four Chow
three on
mascots.
the three up there,
You got three on the
maybe.
stage. Yeah, two or three are just on the
There's
stage.
one
You have
back
four
there.
just yeah, right? So you have at least six
Oh, there's one
in this
hiding
entire
behind the
building.
green one.
Yeah. So like you have at least like six, seven maybe Chow just in this one room. And then like look how big
I
this
think
room is.
eight.
Because you also have to yeah, right?
I
You
think
have to
there's
account for
fucking
that
eight of
thing.
them.
Yeah, right? Because you have to also account for that the Chow head in the back and then the stage, right? And then the booths. That's not a lot of walking space. And then you have like fucking six big mascots walking around,
You got
right?
one, two, three, four, five, six, seven. Is that Samba de Amigos hat?
I would not be surprised if it was. That is another Sega property. What the? Anyway, but yeah, like that's a lot of mascot for just that one room. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's his hat.
Yeah, that's totally the hat. Yeah, that's
That's pretty
100%
much
the
his
hat.
hat, yeah.
Um, but yeah, like I was saying, that's a lot of mascot for this room. It's not like a fucking nitpick or anything. It's more like
It's
this
even
is a
this
nice.
Maraca. That's a fucking good ref.
Yeah, because like
I
this is
was
also
not
the
expecting that little detail.
because it's also the neutral flying chow, which is knights. It's the knights chow.
Well, yeah.
So that's two Sega references and like just a single mascot. Dude, what if? Okay, what if in the Chow Garden there's a Jet Set Radio Chow or fucking
Um,
a Space Channel 5 Chow?
what if
That'd be so
that's,
cool.
what it could be? They just have a funny taxi driver on the way there.
Ah, dude, yes. They play the Crazy Taxi song by
It's
oh
just
who the
like
fuck
a
like
remix of the Crazy Taxi theme, and like the
I
taxi driver's kind of a
what other
little
Sega property could they do?
unhinged.
I know technically it's more Platinum Games than Sega, but Bayonetta is owned by Platinum Games, which is owned by Sega, so
Platinum's
she's
not
kind of
owned
a
by
Sega character.
Sega.
I thought they were.
We looked this up.
We did?
Yes, we did.
Oh.
Platinum is not owned by Sega, but Sega does a lot of publishing for Platinum and has done like various exclusivity contracts with them in the
Oh.
past.
Okay. Okay. Oh, is that why I always see Bayonetta get re-released like every now and then on like it's more that's on Steam,
Bayonetta 1 is owned by Platinum.
right?
Bayonetta 2 is owned by Platinum, Sega. I think Bayonetta is actually a joint ownership by Platinum and Sega.
Yeah.
But then, like, also remember Sega's delisting a ton of Genesis slash Dreamcast games from
Yeah,
Steam in early December.
yeah, I
What?
saw that. Yeah, so far I know that they're doing it in European countries. I don't know about the US just yet, but I would say that if you're in European countries and you don't have those games yet, maybe go grab them. But yeah, what other like Sega Chow would you like to see in the
Like,
Chow
I
Garden?
think you mean like just a Sega reference in the fucking
Yeah.
game or movie. I
You
don't
know
know.
what? I want them to have Super Monkey Ball in here somewhere.
Sure.
I love those little
I don't
monkeys.
know.
They're
What the fuck
great.
does Sega even own? It's like relevant in today's Golden Axe, Gaining Ground. I don't even know what Sega fucking makes besides Sonic. Persona, I suppose.
Persona, Crazy Taxi, Jet Set,
But that's kind of
Golden Axe,
like not really Sega. That's like the Sega Hard
um,
Girls.
Knights. They haven't made a Knights game in forever, and I don't think they're gonna make a Knights
Do
game
I have to
ever
buy
again.
Sega Bass Fishing before it goes off?
Let's see. What else am I trying to think of for this movie?
They could have Yakuza in there.
Dude, imagine you had Kazuma Kiryu just fucking being in this movie.
It'd be a little silly.
Dude, okay. So they're in the fucking Chow Garden, right? They're having a conversation. And in the background, you see fucking Kazuma just beating the
If
shit
they're
out of
in
these fucking
Japan,
guys.
Kazuma could be a fucking guy they bump into,
Yeah,
and
right? I want it to be like, there's a great bit in this movie called Bottoms that I really like, where
damn, I
there's
didn't know
two
you were a
characters
bottom.
having. That's not what I was talking about, but
It sounds
anyway,
like that's what you're talking about.
there's a scene in the movie Bottoms where there's two characters talking in the foreground. In the background, you see these other two characters just having a really weird conversation, and you really want to know what the fuck they're talking about. And I kind of want a scene like that, but for this movie. And in the background is Kazuma and Majima just fucking beating the shit out of each other. I think that'd be really funny.
Shenmue.
Oh shit! Oh
Also,
Puyo
they wouldn't
Puyo!
beat the shit out of each other because that's too distracting.
Oh yeah, I guess so. That could be a little bit
You have to
distracting. Yeah.
balance your stuff, the
No,
attention.
I'm sure there's other movies that balance it out like that. Well, let's see. Oh yeah, Puyo Puyo. Well, they did do a Mean Bean Machine reference in Sonic Movie 2, so I don't think they need to. Well,
More mean
I guess
beans.
Mean Bean is pretty much just Puyo Puyo.
It is,
Oh,
yeah.
Fantasy Star, Fantasy Star. That would be an interesting one.
I suppose.
Wait, did Sega do Overcooked? Because I know they did that other like that hospital game.
Oh shit,
Did
do I
they
have to
do
buy
Overcooked?
Space Channel 5 Part 2 now?
I would
What?
like to see Ulala in the show, in the
What
movie.
are the games I have to buy on Steam before they get delisted?
Hey, listen. Let's see.
Overcooked is not Sega.
Overcooked is not Sega. Okay,
He
never
just
mind
wants
then.
to
I was gonna say,
speculate about shit.
I
He
know
just
because I
wants
was
to
like,
see a movie where it's not Sonic and it's just a bunch of Sega
well, no,
IPs
I
beating
just
the
want to
shit
see
out of
like
each other.
references. I just want to see references
You
like every
want to
so
see
often.
people beat the shit out of each other, dude?
Yeah, that can just be like a small
Steam,
thing like in the
Alex
background.
Kidd and the Enchanted. Oh my god, there's a lot of shit and it's not even well organized.
Oh, Echo the Dolphin. That'd be cool. Like they have a little SeaWorld type of like theme park, and then they have Echo the Dolphin as the
I
main.
mean, here's how they
Uh,
probably are doing it. If it works with the narrative, it's probably fine.
I don't. I think they
We
can have
don't
like
know a
subtle
lot
Easter.
of the narrative.
Yeah, I guess. But like those kind of Easter eggs, they don't have to be like narrative intuitive, right? Like they don't have to be with the narrative. Like they can just have like, Sonic's flipping through the channels and he sees a commercial for Echo the Dolphin being at fucking Sonic Universe SeaWorld, you know? Like it could just be something like mundane like that. It doesn't have to be like a main thing, right? Because like not
Oh
all Easter
shit,
eggs are
Space Channel
like,
5 Part 2 is getting delisted.
oh, you better get that. Our girl
Uh,
Malala.
what about Sega Bass Fishing?
When are we gonna get our big fishing adventure game?
Sega Bass
Just
Fishing is also getting delisted.
damn. You better get those games, Goujer. You better get your Sega on. Um, but I think, let's see. I'm trying to think. What? Okay. Let's say that red Chow that looks like the Knuckles Chow. What do you think of the in-universe ramifications of that is? You know what? Okay. You know how in the Sonic movies, Sonic, Tails, and Knuckles kind of have to be like a secret to the broader world, and like they're only kind of known just in Green Hills, right? In Montana, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So in the Knuckles show, Knuckles is essentially going around across the country to Nevada, and he's in a very public place when the climax of that show goes down. He's in
Yeah.
another completely different neighborhood when you know, when stuff goes down over there, right? So other people at this point have seen at least Knuckles. So do you think someone saw Knuckles, thought, oh man, that guy looks cool, and then slapped it onto a Chow, and that's like what this Knuckles Chow is in universe?
I mean, I don't know.
That'd be so funny. That'd be a nice way to. It would be my favorite way to connect the show with the movie, but I think it's a nice way. Uh, Oh, fucking speaking of Chow, dude, the Funko Pop figures with the the Sonic Adventure 2 shoes Sonic I think they're on pre-order right now. So, if you want to get them, go get them. I think the one that's all like fabricy is at Target only. So, if you want to get that, go get that. uh, I guess that's the only merch news that I can give you. I haven't been keeping up with this shit.
You heard it here,
um,
everybody. Go get your Funkos if you want them.
yeah. Or I saw that Japan is getting this cool like shadow jacket. Uh and it looks cool. I have heard though that the material for that jacket is not I don't want to say sustainable. It just doesn't last long. I think I saw someone have the Sonic version that they released a while ago and just after a couple times of wearing it, like some of the fabric was already like starting to fray and stuff. So if you want a cool jacket, but just be mindful of that. I don't know if it's pleather, but if it's pleather, that's gonna. We'll have to see. I mean, it's a Japan only fucking jacket, so you're gonna be hard pressed to find someone who has it here in the states. And then, I guess for the last bit for this topic of the movie, the ticket sales are up now. So if you want to get your tickets in advance to see the movie, I advise that you go do that. And then I believe some AMC's are going to have like a little early screening, like a Thursday night screening for the movie. So if your local AMC is doing that, be my guest. Go see the movie early. I feel like I would just see that like in the middle of the day with my friends
Oh, I
though. I
already
don't know.
own most of these games.
I have to see if I got the day off on on Sonic movie release day. I I requested a day off. Uh and half of the reason is to see the Sonic movie. But yeah, Sonic movie looking great. Looking forward to it. Love the set designs, especially the Chow restaurant. Um, It sucks that we're not going to be able to see it together because that's like really close to Christmas time, and you're not coming to my neck of the woods at that time. You're going to be
No,
with your
I'm
folks.
not.
Yeah, it would be cool if we saw it. Dude, one of these movies has to come and be released on a day where we're both like able to watch it together. That'd be so cool. Because we went to the. Ooh, yes, I got it off. Okay, because we went to the Sonic Speed Cafe together, and that was fun. We did a whole podcast episode about that. Have you updated the playlist for our pod recently?
Playlist meaning what?
The YouTube playlist.
Oh, you mean like the VODs?
Yeah.
No.
Oh, okay. No, I was just curious because if you did, because I don't know if our Speed Cafe
VODs are caught up to like
uh
March, I think.
oh, okay, so then definitely we don't have it yet because I think Speed Cafe we did that in April, right?
I don't know.
Fuck, when did we do that?
I don't. It's April, probably. I think it was April.
I think it's yeah. Here, let me see.
Yes, it was April.
Yeah.
It was also when the
Oh
solar
wow.
eclipse was happening.
Right. Okay, so I'm looking at our playlist. Oh, you upload. Okay, you have the it's the Lego building episode. That was fun. You know what? I wonder if so. Man, if only the Knuckles, Mech, and Rouge set came out, we could have done another Lego stream.
I think you need to do a Lego stream.
I would, but it's a Sonic set, so it's more appropriate for the Hedgehog Girls podcast.
The Hedgehog Girls won't be going too much longer.
I don't know. We'll see how long. Well, I mean, considering how long it takes for us to even do like
Unless
one
you
episode,
wanna do it on your own.
we'll see later. But anyway, I think. Yeah, I just think it would have been cool to like have another. We build another Sonic Lego because fucking I love, dude. I'm really excited for the Sonic Lego sets.
I know you are. So you should stream them.
Yeah, but they're Sonic related, so they're equally as
So I need
appropriate
to
to do a
sit
little
here and watch
pod.
you build Legos for an hour?
Oh yeah, I mean, I guess that's what we did on the. But like we actually talked about stuff. I'd have to watch the episode again, but you know. Let's see. I wonder, man, when are they gonna bring out the freaking Lego Bilos? I want to get it already. Anyway, let's see. And then the next bit, I think we should move on to. Well, the big game came out last month. We've had a whole month to sit on it by now. I have my thoughts about Sonic X Shadow Generations. You have yours.
Yeah.
I think okay, before we hop on to like the part that everyone wants to fucking talk about,
I
uh
don't even know what that would be.
that would be the shadow part, obviously, because that's the new
Oh.
content. But I want to go over the Sonic Generations part just for a little bit because it really is just an updated version of the game. But I wanted to see like what you thought of this update. Like what you've been playing, like
Um,
how if you've played Sonic Generations
I did not
at
play a
all.
lot of Sonic, the new Sonic Generations thing.
No? Okay.
No, it's
Well,
just Sonic
it is
Generations.
largely yeah, it is largely just they've changed a bunch of dialogue. Um
Didn't even lip sync it.
they didn't even lip sync it, but it did give us the great scene of Knuckles being like, "Wow, Sonic, where's the rest of my island?" And then it just kind of looks like Sonic ate his fucking island.
Yeah, because the original he says Sonic, you look like you
Sonic, you
gained
look a
some
little
weight.
chubby. Yeah. I like Dude. I would love. Okay, here. They'll never do this, but I think if you go to like the cutscene viewer in Sonic Generations, I think there should be like a 25% chance of of like them doing the original lines from just that scene. And then another thing, I don't know if you noticed that Sonic also talks during when he saves his friends. Did you notice that?
No, because I only played Green Hill Zone and then I stopped.
Uh okay, so in the original Sonic Generations, when you finish restoring a world, and by extension restoring Sonic's friends, um with modern Sonic, right? A cutscene plays, and the character reacts, and then you have Sonic's reaction. In the original, he just gives like he just gestures and maybe gives a thumbs up or something. But in the new one, he actually like responds and has like he says things, but like it's not. Some of it is like kind of not too like notable. All of them pretty much are not so notable, but I think it's a nice touch. Um, I do you okay, here's something that I wasn't sure. Do you remember if in the original Sonic Generations that when you press the jump button twice, it was the homing attack, or was it a double jump in the original
It was a
version?
double jump.
It was a double jump in the original version?
I think so. Always launch it and find out.
I mean, you could. Um, because I played the Shadow half first, right? And Shadow has the double jump. But when I was playing Sonic's half, he does the homing attack, which is like he does the dash forward like in Adventure 2, and
Yeah.
that really fucks you up on the platforming because you're
Well,
so used to the double jump and how
well, I think
useful the
that's
double jump is.
actually what he does then. Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, I'm trying to think. Some people apparently had like some issues with the game, like just kind of like collision wise for some bits. I didn't have any of those problems, but I I'm not going to invalidate the people who did have those problems. It's just weird. This is like one of Sonic's like fucking most unproblematic games, and it's got fucking problems.
It's because they fucking rushed development again. They did a
Yeah, I guess.
decent job this time, but like, they
Yeah,
still got issues.
yeah. And then the missions still are kind of okay. I still don't love doing the missions. I didn't do all the fucking missions like I did when I first played the game, but some of them were better than others, I guess. I have the Sonic Jam. See, like, okay, the skins. I wish we had more skins. Why do we just have fucking Jam, Adventure, and then just Terios? Like, I want more skins, please. And not and don't give out skins in the fucking dumb way that they've been doing it, like on the fucking newsletter or like through pre-orders, or you just have to wait for an update to get that skin. Like, just have more skins in the game already. You already have the functionality to adjust your skin. Just add more skin. I'm sure you could just port the Frontier. No, I don't think you could port the Frontiers models into
You
the.
could.
You could?
Yes, Summer.
Okay. 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 Because I really like, dude, I really like the adventure shoes, Sonic. I miss the soap shoes. I like all that shit. But yeah, the Sonic Generations part is like, well, it's Sonic Generations. If you played Sonic Generations,
It's the weakest part
you
of it.
know it is the weakest part of it, but it's like, it's still a good game. I still enjoy it.
I also don't even
Um,
think it's like updated. I think they just edited the original code a bit. I
probably.
don't even
I
think
mean,
it's Hedgehog Engine 2.
yeah. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if they didn't do much updating, but it is like the updated version technically.
Yeah,
Um,
but it So when you launch Sonic X Shadow Generations, it launches Shadow Generations. And if you choose Sonic Generations, it'll close Shadow Generations and open up the Sonic Generations separate game file.
Yeah,
It's a
I noticed
completely
that when
different
I
program.
yeah, I noticed that when I was playing because I played it on like windowed versions and I shrunk the screen down a little bit. I noticed that it would
The
do a different
graphics
screen.
options are completely different, and not to mention the Sonic Generations graphics options are what you would expect from a lot older game. It's
Yeah,
nearly identical to Sonic Generations original, but with like a few tweaks. I think they
exactly.
just tweaked up the Hedgehog 1 engine and called it a day.
Yeah. Like I said, it's not the strongest part of that game. It's not the most
It
notable,
feels
but Sonic
lazy.
Generations,
It's not even a
it,
remake.
it's
It's
still a good
hardly a
game though.
remaster.
Yeah, but I mean, it's still a good game. Like honestly,
I mean,
it
Sonic
still holds up.
Generations is a good game from the get
Oh,
go.
oh,
It's
oh.
just
Okay, so
weird that this was its own thing and not like a free update to
yeah. Okay,
coincide
so
with a $60 price tag remaining or something.
I think it's only 60 if you bought the deluxe version. I think if you just buy it vanilla, it's like $40.
Oh,
Yeah. But another thing that I wanted to point out. So in this version of Generations, they added the drop dash from Mania, right?
right.
Classic,
Christian
classic
Whitehead's
Sonic has it.
crowning jewel.
Yeah, classic Sonic has it. Modern Sonic has it. But the thing is, modern has it by default. But for classic Sonic, it has to be an equipable skill, and you can't use equipable skills in the hub world. So it's an interesting way to have that. I mean, I guess you could chalk it up to at that point in time, classic Sonic might just be learning how to do the drop dash, and that's why it has to be an equipable skill. And then compared to modern Sonic, who chronologically should already know how to do the drop dash, so he doesn't need it to be an equipable skill.
I
But
have a
I just
question
thought that was
for you,
really
Adam.
jarring.
I have
Yeah,
a
what's up?
question for you.
I might have an
Could
answer for
classic
you.
Sonic do the drop dash in Sonic Forces?
I believe so. Yes.
Hmm. Sonic Forces Hedgehog Engine 2?
I I don't remember actually.
Hmm. I think Sega's just
Maybe.
lazy. I'm gonna be real with you.
Yeah, I'm just gonna chalk it up to
All the
stupid.
fucking marbles were put into Shadow, and they barely got enough marbles in there.
Yeah. Um.
It's a
But
good
yeah, like
game.
it.
I would have liked more though.
Yeah, like here. At the end of the
Shadow should
day,
have just had his
Sonic,
own game.
Sonic Generations is a good game. At the end of the day, like whether it's this version or the original version, it's a good game either way.
Hmm.
You still have like you still have the Green Hill. My favorite stage is always going to be Rooftop Run, in Generations, along with uh not Temple. What is it called? Fucking Ocean Palace Zone. The fucking Sonic Heroes level. That's also going to be one of my favorites. Um, all that shit's still there. They did not fix the fucking time eater fight though, which honestly I shouldn't have been surprised. Time eater is still one of the worst bosses I've ever fucking faced. Do you remember not loving that boss?
I do not remember
Goujer?
it at all. I'm gonna
Oh.
be real.
It was
I
not
never
great when I
replayed
first
it,
played.
so it must not have been good.
Yeah, yeah, exactly, right?
The only
Um,
boss I remember going back to fight again in Sonic Generations is the Shadow one and Metal Sonic.
yeah, that's about it. Like, otherwise,
Isn't there a
I
silver boss fight?
there is a silver boss fight, and I like the silver boss fight a little bit more than I like the shadow boss fight.
That's weird that silver was in Generations.
I don't think it's that weird.
Silver didn't like show up until slightly before Forces, did he?
I mean, I guess technically maybe, but he does appear in Rivals 2, which did come out after Sonic
Is that
'06.
canon?
Yeah, see that's why I'm like, I don't know. Was
You know
Rivals
what
canon?
it. You know, and if you want to talk about crazy timeline conspiracy theory bullshit, That's probably the silver of the '06 timeline.
No, it has to be because he's in Crisis City when you fight him. He's throwing
Yeah,
cars at you and shit.
that
So it's like,
is likely '06 silver, and he is weirdly like not. He is weirdly okay with ceasing to exist after the events of Generations. Whereas
well,
Mephiles
I mean,
is seemingly aware of his lack of existence.
yeah, that okay, yeah. I guess with that we'll just move on to Shadow X Generations because like there's nothing else to say about the Sonic half. So for Shadow Generations, it's a good game. I really liked
I
it.
like it.
What do you think?
I
Yeah,
liked it.
it's a really good game. I
I'd give
think
it a solid 8 out of 10.
I can agree with that. I can also give it an 8 out of 10, 8.5, I'd say. I would
Maybe
say,
even a 7.
yeah,
But this isn't an IGN 7.
yeah. What? Not enough water? Well, was there too much water for you?
No. An IGN 7 on my scale is a 4, so
I would say okay. So first things first. It's the story. I do like the story. I think it ties pretty
solid.
well into the generations half of the game.
It feels
Like the
more
whole
consistent than the generations
yeah,
have now.
yeah. Um, like the whole reason why Shadow's going into the fucking White Void in the first place is because of the Time Eater still. And like that's also why Black Doom is back and why Maria and Gerald are back. I think it's great. It's a nice like little story. Um, I think it definitely could have like I think if it had a full game, we definitely would be having more of it to do. Um, but like yeah, gameplay is pretty good. I it took
Yeah,
I find that I like playing as
I
Shadow more
wish.
than I like playing as Sonic,
Yeah,
and I
because the
think it's
levels
mostly
are
because
well made. They're like
yeah,
encouragement of the thing with the levels in Shadow is that they kind of push you to try to know the mechanics of that level
yeah,
well and try to get
yeah,
through it as fast as possible. And then you
exactly,
also
exactly.
have to know how to spam like the time stop and shit in order to get that S.
Yeah, you
They're a
have to
bit
you have
more
to know how to use it really
punishing,
well.
and I
Yeah,
enjoy that. They are challenging me, and I have to rise to meet that challenge. That's what I like about
it's
Sonic
great. It's
games.
great. I
So
think
Sonic
like
Goujitchi 2 was good.
the model work is like really good too. Like you could see Shadow, he has like fur texture on his on his model. I think that's a really nice touch.
It's very
Um,
much a modern that the Shadow Generate is very much Shadow Generations, and then they kind of
yeah,
did some tweaks to Sonic Generations and
yeah.
slapped that in there too.
It really just like we joked about it before the game came out, but like this really is just the Mario 3D world plus Bowser's
It
Fury
is
for Sonic.
exactly that.
It's exactly yeah, it's exactly that. Um, but like yeah, okay. The level design, it's great. I love going through all the levels. I love that Shadow as the fucking double jump. I think um yeah, Space Colony Arc, that's a great one. Um
It feels
I like
nostalgic
how
in the right ways.
yeah, it does.
I
It really
am a
does.
little disappointed it isn't a little more jank, but I can live with that.
I'm okay with that. What do you think about the Doom powers?
I was worried about them at first. I'm not as horrified by them. I think they were used effectively when needed.
Right. I hmm, I end up trying to, I think the one that always trips me up on using is the Doom Spears because I always forget that that's a thing you can do.
It is.
Um
You want to know what the
like
Doom Spheres are?
what's up?
Let me tell you what the Doom Spears are. They are the mech stages from Sonic Adventure 2.
Oh, you're so right.
They are a very simplified and quick version of that, and
Yeah.
I
Oh,
actually
you're
like
right.
that.
You're so dude, that's so true, bestie. Um I would say my favorite one, at least visually, I'd say my favorite one is like so he's just surfing on a fucking big manta ray. That was just to me that's way fun.
That's my
Like
least
look,
favorite one.
I
It
like it visual I like it like visually because I think it's like really funny.
visually, I don't like any of them really. It's kind of icky and fleshy.
Well,
You
I think
know,
that's the whole point though. Like they're supposed to look like that.
yeah, I hate the little
Um
inkling form the
you
most.
don't like the I love well, okay. I kind of
It
like it.
controls
I
like
wish
shit too.
I think yeah, because they don't really tell you exactly how to do some of the more specific tricks
Like
for for Shadow's inkling form. But
it,
once you figure out like all the tricks, I think you're good to go.
even when you have the tricks, it doesn't feel like you're quite controlling him right.
It it does
It
feel pretty slippery, you know?
it. I don't hate that though, but I feel like if he, but the combination with him looking so ugly, I'm like, I don't know if I like man.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like I said, it's I would say the inkling form is kind of like my second least favorite. Uh I would say because we have like five, right? We have Doom Spears, we have the wings, we have the manta.
You barely use the wings. I don't even
You
think you
barely
can
use the wings.
activate the wings manually. I don't think you can
You
activate any of
can.
them manually until like, well, the wings you can at the
The wings you
end.
can. Yeah, towards the end game. And then the manta ray, well, you just have to get in contact with water and then you're on the manta ray.
Yeah,
But for like some of them, like oh, the one where he's like does the fucking wombo combo up into the air, that one, because that's I don't know why
that
that has to
doesn't.
be a fucking power. Why does that have to be a fucking Doom power? That
That's
couldn't just be
that's
something
why I
that
kind
Shadow
of
normally
liked the
does.
Doom powers because a lot of them were either that and the Doom Spear was definitely just an upgraded Chaos Spear. Like it fucking even yells
Right.
Chaos Spear when he does it.
Yeah.
Um, it's definitely I liked that. It was just unlocking new mechanics and slowly building a tutorial set for you, and I enjoyed
Yeah.
that.
It's cool. I also really like the selection of characters that they had in the overworld. Like you had Omega, which was like, yeah, I was wondering why Omega was not in Sonic Generations. Like, where the fuck was he? You had literally 2/3 of Team Dark in there, but not Omega, right?
So they had
So
to
it's
write
nice
him
that they
out
had
temporarily,
yeah. So it's like it's cool that they have
Warbot and
Omega in
Cubot
there.
making their little rocket
Yep.
ship,
Yeah.
which I still don't
Which
know
by
what
the
that
way,
does.
but yeah, by the way, if you haven't played the game yet and you're trying and you're gonna aim for getting all the rocket ship parts, mark where you get them.
Just get them immediately. Don't mark where you get them. Just get
No, you
them.
should mark where you should mark where you get them because
Why?
once because there's no way to check which ones you've gotten already.
Oh.
So when you look up how to get all of them, you go to one, it's like, ah, shit, I already got one. And so then when you have like one left
That's
and you
if you
don't know
want to
which
look it
one,
up, though. What if I don't want to look it up?
okay, how are you gonna remember which ones you've gotten?
Because there's no thing there, and I'm not cross referencing something. I'm just exploring the map trying to find them.
I guess. But for anyone else who just wants to keep, I would just say keep track of it, just because it gets annoying once you have like one left and you just have like no other. You're running out of places to fucking look. So it doesn't hurt to mark where you found them. Is what I'm saying. Um, I believe the treasure chests are a little bit easier to track because I think they actually do show up on the map.
Yeah.
So you're not gonna have a bad time with that. Um, getting all the you know what getting S ranks in this game not particularly hard, I find.
No, but that's kind of modern Sonic in general.
Yeah, I guess so. I found that I only ever got like less than an A rank like once, and that was during like a mission. Like it wasn't even like the main part of that stage. It was like a mission
I've
mode.
gotten less than an A before. Well, wait, less than S or less than A?
Oh, less than S. My bad. I forgot this isn't Sonic Adventure 2 where they don't have the S rank.
I know. I always think of them shiny pink A's.
Um,
Why would I want anything else besides a shiny pink little A?
but yeah, I also love the little bits of lore that you get from talking to NPCs. Like Omega explains that he hasn't met Shadow. Like he's only known Shadow for like not even that long. So that kind of like it's like, well, yeah, I guess that makes sense. Like that whole theory about the entire timeline of Sonic having to happen within like a couple, at most a year, right?
Yeah, that's kind of
I think
stupid.
it's
But it does explain
it,
why everyone has similar outfits for the whole game.
right, for like pretty much their entire existence. But like, okay, I like that you find out like through Big that Big has pretty much been all over the fucking place. He's just a big fucking tourist that everyone fucking loves.
Of course, he's
You've talked to
big.
Big, right? Yeah. Like you've talked to Big, right? Have you gotten all the lore bits?
Yeah, I think
I
so.
fucking I fucking love that in like after you I think it's after you it's either right before you beat Mephiles or after you beat Mephiles. If you talk to Big, he's like, yeah, me and Froggy went to Soliana one time and we visited the castle and we even met the princess. I'm like, what the fuck do you mean Big met Princess Elise?
Is Princess
Like
Elise alive?
well, yeah, because the events of Sonic 06 don't like happen. Well,
It's
they
just
only start
weird to
happening.
acknowledge it, you know?
Yeah. But and then like, you know, I love Orbot and Cubot. Well, I like Orbot more than I like Cubot. I know how you feel about Cubot. You fucking hate
I hate
Cubot.
both of them. What do you mean?
I figured you like Orbot at least a little bit.
No, I hate them both very equally.
Oh.
I find them both incredibly annoying.
And then the big NPCs, Gerald and Maria. I
It
think the
is
big
nuts to me that we get to experience them at all.
it's cool. Yeah, it's so crazy that we get to hear from their mouths like what life was like on the Ark, right?
It's like kind of cute to hear. Oh,
It's really cute.
You were a baby.
Yeah, like
Again.
Maria would be like, yeah, Shadow, hey, Shadow, have you done your homework? Because like we have that shit to do, and you never turn in your homework, so like you gotta get that shit unlocked. I love that even in the early days of Shadow's existence, he'd always had a love for coffee. Maria's like, yeah, you always drink coffee.
Yeah, what the fuck's up with that, Shadow? Huh? Why you drink coffee, you dude?
Gerald, you clearly see that Gerald is like aware that Shadow knows about his Black Arms heritage, and like
He's like, don't
he is
fucking talk about it in front of Maria.
yeah, he like feels like remorse about it too. So I think that's like pretty cool touches that you get to talk to Maria and Gerald. And then you have Rouge, who's like, yeah, it's Rouge, right?
She's sexy.
She's like, yeah, they're Sonic's working on stuff over on his side. But that also brings me to the next bit, the cutscene with Sonic. That's like, you know, that's supposed to be the
He gets his shit kicked in.
yeah. I love the use of the fake Chaos Emerald from Adventure 2 in this story.
I mean, what's the button for chaos control?
It's well, you have to fill up the gauge first, and then I think you have to press. It's either the left shoulder button or I think it's the left shoulder. One of the shoulder buttons. You have to defeat enemies, I believe. In the hub world, you have to defeat enemies, and I think there's some capsules that just straight up fill it up for you. Yeah.
That's annoying.
But
hey, another bolt.
There's a constantly respawning enemy right in front of Rail Canyon, and then again near Metal Overlord. Oh wow, you got 60 out of 80 of them. Nice. You're getting close. Yeah. Dude, the levels. Oh, dude, the levels are so freaking good. Space Colony Arc, really good level. Rail Canyon, really fucking good level. I would say Kingdom Valley is my favorite out of all of the levels here. Like, I think my ranking of the levels is Kingdom Valley, Sunset Heights, Rail Canyon, the Arc, and I guess by process of elimination, Chaos Island. Well, what about you? What are your? What's your?
I like Kingdom Valley. Rail Canyon, I couldn't go either way on. The Arc was good. Fucking what are the levels?
Sunset Heights from Forces.
Yeah, that was meh. Chaos Island, meh.
I see.
Rail Canyon, I guess, in compared to Sunset Heights and Chaos Island, I think was better.
I see.
Final Radical Highway was neato, but it
Radical,
felt more felt weird to do all the time.
I guess on the topic of Radical Highway, what did you think of Black Doom just constantly sending Shadow to Radical Highway?
He just thinks Radical Highway is cool.
Have you? I think I might have asked you this. Have you seen the theory where it's like Black Doom keeps sending Shadow to Radical? Yeah. So for anyone who doesn't know, one of the theories that I've seen, this is not my theory, but one of the theories that I've seen in regards to Black Doom continuously sending Shadow to Radical Highway is that when you play Radical Highway in Sonic Adventure 2, Shadow has like just been released to the world and he's like really hell-bent on his revenge for Maria. So by sending Shadow to Radical Highway, which is like the first, I think it's the first stage you play as Shadow.
Well, sick.
In Adventure 2. So like by sending him to that place, he's like trying to subconsciously bring Shadow back to that kind of mindset where he was like kind of hell-bent on annihilating everything. And it's, you know, it's definitely a past that he would like to like move on from, right? And then you have Black Doom just shoving it in his face. I think
he's already left the past behind him.
Yeah, I think it's a fine theory. Like if it's like here, it's one of those theories where it's like if it turns out to be true, then hey, that's great. That person called it, and then also that's a pretty reasonable like theory, right? And if it's not, if it's not right, then it's not right, and I don't have a big issue with it. But I think it's cool. Let's see. See, this is what I mean about the fucking slipperiness of the fucking Doom.
Inkling sucks.
It's so slippery. Like visually, I like it, but it's so fucking slippery.
Icky, sticky.
Dude, do you have like one more left? Oh my god.
I don't know. Oh yeah, I should have used Chaos Control. Shit.
Oh yeah. Anyway, but yeah, all that stuff is like really cool. The levels are great. How did you feel about them for the second act? It's just 2D platforming.
I mean that's in line with Sonic Generations.
It is. I think when this game didn't come out yet and we only had trailers, I think that was my assumption as to what this was gonna be, right? Like it was gonna have 2 acts, and then probably whatever the second act ended up being, it's probably not gonna be as cool as the first act.
I mean, that's exactly what happened.
I mean, yeah, and then that's exactly what happened. Trying to think about other stuff that I liked about this game. I really like the hub world. I think the hub world
World's
is
fun.
The hub world
going
is
around this whole place. If you keep finding
it's really cool.
the funnest part about not tracking the gears is like stumbling upon them.
Yeah, yeah. And I totally get that.
They're like, you're like, oh damn, I didn't look there yet. Shit.
Yeah.
How'd I miss that part? I would like a little mini map though. I feel like a mini map would have gone a long way with the hub world.
Yeah, oh totally. Oh, you know what, now that you're saying it out loud, I would have liked a mini map in this game. I think that would be so handy. Oh, and then the collection room I think is really cool. Like you have Gerald's notebook, which I read, and it's really cool seeing like him. We find out like some shit about Gerald in that book too. So we find out that Gerald has 2 sons.
That's right. So Eggman's papa
is one of those kids. That's so crazy, dude.
Poof. 1 second remaining. This is the ultimate.
But yeah, we find out that Gerald like has 2
I want to know
sons.
more about Eggman's dad.
Yeah, and like I believe one of them was a archaeologist, and one of them ended up being like a scientist, like Gerald.
Well, Gerald mentions that that's like his 2 passions: archaeology and like robotics.
Yeah, I would imagine that I would imagine that the son that likes robotics and technology is probably Eggman's dad.
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. But yeah, learning more about the Robotnik family history is very interesting. You have that little picture of Maria holding the little baby bio-lizard before they.
Oh my god, that's like, oh my god, you're holding a super weapon. Put that down, girl.
It's not a super weapon just yet. It's just a lizard.
Oh.
At that time.
Yeah, I saw a gear, and now I gotta figure out how to get to it. Shit, I lost it. Where is it? Oh no, there it is. Okay.
You know what? I think it's a missed opportunity that they have a model for Shadow's bike in the collection room, but Shadow never rides his bike. I think that's a missed opportunity. I feel like
they barely rode his bike in Shadow the Hedgehog.
I guess not, but I mean, dude, it's such a cool like.
It is.
Visual.
I'm so glad that he gets to wear. He gets to shoot a gun.
He gets to wear his motorcycle.
He gets to have a gun in the movie, and he's gonna ride a motorcycle. Yeah. It's gonna be awesome.
Yeah. It's great. Like, dude, I would have loved, like, even just a segment of, like, I don't know, Radical Highway, to, like, have a motorcycle. Like, you know? I think that would be so cool. No! But, he never rides it, which sucks. But, how mad can I be about it, you know?
There's gotta be an easier way up there. Oh my god.
You're getting it. You're getting it.
Wait, there's a rail? Shit. I was doing it the hard way the whole time.
But yeah. Let's see. Trying to think of other stuff. What did you feel? How did you feel about the mission modes in this game?
They weren't. I kind of dreaded them at first. I'm not gonna lie. But as I played through the game, I kind of got used to them.
I think they're great. I think a bunch of them are great. I think the ones where it's like you have to beat certain enemies, you have to beat X amount of enemies. I think it works as like a mini game, but also as a nice like little callback to the Shadow the Hedgehog missions.
Oh god, I
where you have to do that same
thing
for sure. Yeah. But like this, it's better in this one because you don't have to find the exact like they don't have the exact amount of enemies.
You don't have to kill all of them,
right? Yeah, you don't. You just have to find as many as you can and just beat all of them. But one thing that I wanted to point out, I mentioned this to someone else, was like the Doom Wings basically just being Super Shadow Junior.
Yeah.
Because like there is no Super Shadow in this game. Like I realize, you know?
Well,
And like
yeah.
it's not like it needs Super Shadow. It doesn't need it, but like
It's
I was
definitely a
I
Super
thought
Shadow Junior.
yeah, right? Because like you're thinking like, well, like yeah, how is he gonna beat Black Doom without Super Shadow? And then you know they kind of showed Super Shadow Junior. Um, I think yeah, I think the Doom Wings is pretty. It's one of the cool. I feel like it's a power. It's an ability that's better suited for the hub world than the rest of the game. Because I tried replaying some of the levels with the Doom Wings on, and I was not jiving with it as much comparatively. Like it felt pretty.
Now we got a B on this.
It felt pretty like not substandard, but more like it felt like kind of cheaty doing the Doom Wings in a stage. You know what I mean? Oh, right. I want to get to the fucking bosses. All the bosses are so
I do
good in this game.
enjoy the first phase of this and how faithful that is. And it's a good way to like remake it yet do something new.
I totally get what you mean because this is not the first time we've fought the Bio Lizard again either. Sonic fought the Bio Lizard in Generations 3DS, and falsely claims that he was the one who beat it, even though it was Shadow was the one who beat it. Jesus, dude, the Bio Lizard fucked you up. I also really like dude. You see how freaking aggressive it's chomping at you?
Yeah. It's like how my little child brain remembers it.
Yeah, totally.
Shit, I forgot how to play this game.
You're doing good. I think the model for the Biolizard is cool too. Oh, the fucking gills. Oh god, the gills will.
They're so
Dude.
gross. I would love to see some of these models backported to Sonic Adventure 2.
Oh, dude, imagine.
That would be pretty neat. I don't like how I don't have the river that I can instantly die in.
You know what? I totally get that. I still get that. No, you're right, dude. That should have been like a hazard. What the hell?
Yeah, it was like something you always had to keep in the back of your mind while playing this level.
But like the Biolizard fight, so fucking cool. I like that he has like these big purple hands, dude.
It's made out of his little Orbeez that he already was established to be able to control, which is neato.
It's so cool. Next boss fight I wanna talk about. Metal Overlord. I really like that boss. So cool. You have him shit talking Shadow the whole fucking time. You have him negate your chaos control, which I think is cool.
Yeah, because he can use chaos control.
Yeah, so I think that's really cool. It's a cool touch. Like you have one of my favorite Crush 40 songs playing. What I Made Of. One of my favorite Crush 40 songs. I know. I think you've mentioned it to me. It's not your favorite Crush 40 song.
I'll show you which of us is the true ultimate life force. Out of my way. Out of my way. Chaos control.
Wait, what? Oh, there we go. Die, you unholy thing. Die, monster. You don't belong in this world. What do you think about the QTEs?
I think they're fine.
The ultimate Orbeez control. So
I think
true.
QTEs in Sonic are pretty fitting. I'm less mad about them being in Sonic games compared to like other games.
And I died.
Oh, dude, you got a new record.
Yeah.
Nice.
This was a B before.
But yeah, dude, Metal Overlord. I also really like that for both Sonic and Shadow have this moment where they're fighting a boss again that previously required them to be super, and they could just beat them without having to go super. You know?
Yeah.
I think that's always a cool thing about these
Well,
games.
Shadow never fought Metal Overlord.
Technically, he doesn't, but like it takes Super Sonic and Super Tails and Super Knuckles, even though they're not fucking those things, to beat Metal Overlord the first time, and Shadow can just beat him, no problem. And the next boss I want to talk about, Nephilis. So this is like Nephilis is kind of what I was talking about, where I feel like they were showing a little too much in the trailers. If we had never seen Nephilis in the trailers, and we find that little cove that he's in, and we just find it naturally, and we get curious, and then when we finally unlock it and we see that's Nephilis, that would have had a way bigger impact on me than just seeing him in the trailer first. And then
They gotta show you everything in the trailer nowadays.
yeah, they do. It sucks. I guess it's also a little bit on us for looking at that shit in the first place, knowing what the climate is now. But like, it's twofold, right? Because like, as Sonic fans, like, we gotta look over this stuff. But like,
Do it.
I mean, we have slightly more obligation than other people. But like, you know, it was one of the things I was saying, because like, one, yeah, I would have loved to have not seen Nephilis in a trailer, and then I would have loved to have just found him naturally and like be super surprised in the game. Like by the time the game came out, we already knew every single level that was going to be in the game. Like, they revealed all of them.
They sure did. Ow.
Yeah, we knew pretty much all the Doom power-ups. You know, they just released so much information about the game before it even came out, and I guess fortunately for me, I wasn't thinking about all of them when I was playing the game. I'm sure you didn't either, did you?
Like all the power-ups? What? I don't know what you're asking.
Like think of all like the trailers you've seen, right? Like, did you think of any information that came from those trailers while you were playing the game and like kind of remembering it?
Well, yeah.
I see it.
What happens if you fail the QT?
You just have to do it again until you do it right.
I was like, it'd be funny if he fucking died.
Yeah, I saw someone do that thing because they were curious, and yeah, Shadow just gets knocked back, and then you just have to do the QTE again.
How do we get up there?
Get the lock onto an enemy, I think.
I like the jank that I can pull off.
People have been doing really insane speedruns.
It's because it's got the right amount of jank.
Yeah, it does.
A good Sonic game needs some jank. Oh yeah.
But yeah, let's see. What was the boss that's after Nephilis? I think it goes straight to Black Doom after that, right?
Yeah, I got the thing.
Yeah. I okay, with the addition of Sunset Heights in this game,
It's
would
weird.
would you have liked them to have another tackle at Infinite?
I don't really know much about Infinite. I'm gonna be real. That whole game was so bad I didn't buy it.
Well, that was the problem, was that you really didn't know a lot about Infinite, and he was just kind of, in the grand scheme of it all, he was just kind of there, you know? But like, this would have been another chance to like flesh him out a little bit more, but they
I
didn't.
thought the comics were the thing that was supposed to flesh him out or something.
Oh yeah, those little prequel comics. Yeah, I suppose so. But like, you know, I would have liked another shot at Infinite, and if it turned out he still sucks, well, that sucks. But anyway, and then no Titan boss fight either from Frontier. Like you don't fight what's the Titan from Chaos Island? Which one's it's the one with the sword? You know, remember the fucking name?
I don't know.
Yeah, me either. But yeah, I would have liked another boss fight with the Titan. That'd been cool. I mean, you're already reusing assets from that game. Might as well reuse another boss, you know?
I mean, yeah.
But the actual Black Doom fight and Devil Doom fight, how did you feel about it?
Underwhelming a little bit, but
Underwhelming a little
also
bit?
it was better than the final boss of Sonic Frontier.
It's definitely better than Time Eater, that's for damn sure. I did like how it really was testing you on how to use the Doom abilities, you know? I think that was pretty good. Oh, also, they don't tell you you have to, like, attack Black Doom at the end of every, like, Radical Highway stage. Like, I was approaching the end of the game, and it seemed like I was approaching the end of the game, but then, like, the end of the game just wasn't activating. I was like, what the fuck is going on? And the game was like, oh, yeah, actually, all this time you actually had to, hit Black Doom to get this little emblem from him.
Yeah, that wasn't obvious.
You did, yeah, they didn't make it.
It was
super
not well
obvious.
communicated.
Was not. But at least they do tell you at some point, which I guess is better than nothing. What were some things you liked about the game?
I liked Mephiles.
I did like Mephiles. It's a good boss fight.
I like the Mephiles. They're pretty cool.
I love that he opens the cutscene with he's trying to do the blast that kills Sonic.
He
was
wanted
really-
to end it right
He
then and
really
there.
wanted to go 2 for 2 on that, dude.
Fucking, if he kills Shadow, then he has a chance of existing again.
Yeah.
Do you think maybe Silver just, maybe the reason Silver in the Sonic half, like, doesn't care about the time not existing in time is because he knows it was, like, the right thing to do.
I would assume so. I mean, like, and I feel like, you know, later on in the timeline anyway, Silver does come back, you know? So
Yeah.
it's like, it's not like he's erased from existence.
I mean,
like
it
nothing.
could be that is just both Silvers in some way.
Could be. It could be a merging of both of them.
I don't know. It feels like they're doing a lot of setup for overall lore here.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of fucking lore in this fucking game. It's great. It's great. I love it. You're like, you're not like the two like into the Sonic lore like I am.
I'm not
I think,
into
right?
Sonic, period, like you are.
Yeah. But I think all the lore stuff is pretty cool. All the lore stuff they've introduced in this game. I like that we kind of figured out, like, we found out what the like, dude, fucking Sonic is just like, man, this birthday sucks. I have to deal with this fucking big time demon. And then you have Shadow having to, like, fucking relive all his fucking demons. and reuniting with people he fucking see die.
I was like, damn, Shadow, are you okay?
Yeah, dude, it's like, damn, Shadow.
This might be a little rough for you. You might need to talk to your therapist.
Yeah. And so, like, you really figure out, like, why the fuck Shadow's just beefing with Sonic right away.
Gerald has no
generation.
fucking clue that
Yeah,
he, like, loses his fucking mind.
Yeah. Like, he knows that the Shadow... Like, Gerald is aware that he's meeting a Shadow that has...
This is not the Shadow that him and Maria normally know.
Yeah, it's like a Shadow... It's obviously a Shadow that knows something as bad has happened to both of them. And,
Can't tell us what happens to a Shadow.
You can't tell us what happens
Fuck
to
up
a
the
Shadow.
timeline.
The timeline.
But Professor, that's fucking stupid.
No, but I can... No, Professor,
Oh,
I
shit.
can use chaos control and stuff. But, like, yeah, it's, This game was really good. I really fucking
I
loved
enjoy
it.
this game.
I gotta replay it when I have time again, but I really wanna... Well, I definitely have to play it again when fucking the Shadow DLC comes out, right?
Yeah.
And then... Let me see. Okay, when do I have that thing? Yeah. Freaking... Oh, that's not it. I'm trying to...
Hello, I'm looking
remember.
for gears. Does anyone have gears?
You've been looking for them for a while.
Not really, but just kind of loosely rolling around.
It took me... Oh, shit. It took
just-
me a while to figure out where the last one was. Like, I had even looked through a walkthrough of, like, finding all of them because I just could not find where this fucking last one was. Yeah.
I didn't get any motherfucking things on that. Damn. Damn, Shadow, you look fucked up with them wings.
I do like the wings. I think the wings are really cool. I like that they're all just big fucking veins and shit.
No thanks. I don't need no stinky wings.
Dude, I feel so cheap when I use the wings.
Well, yeah, it's a Super Saiyan.
It's Super Shadow Jr. because he's not invincible. He could still take damage.
Cool. How the fuck are there?
I just had to look up something more. I also, you know what? Okay, so when... I think we covered this on the pod. When they first released the Chaos Island, like, level song, I did not jive with it as much. But then when I played the level, I thought it was actually not that bad. What music did you like from this game? Or not like?
Did I like? No,
Well, like or not like?
Radical Highway sounds awesome.
Rock Highway was really good. They did that thing justice. Rail Canyon, I feel like Rail Canyon was kind of a weaker one because I don't even remember how it goes. Kingdom Valley, also a really good one. But I guess that's because I already like
Radical
Kingdom Valley.
Highway is the only one I can remember off the top of my head.
Wait, the one for Chaos Island here, I ended up liking it more than I thought I was, which I'm really glad because Sonic games, even the bad ones,
with their soundtracks.
Yeah, they tend to hit with their soundtracks. Like even bad ones like 06. Even 06 has some pretty good songs. Like His World, a really good song I like. By the way, did you catch that his world was playing in the Sonic 3 trailer that we watched earlier? I forgot to mention it.
I did not notice that. I'll be real with you.
Yeah, because I remember the morning it came out, I was like, wait, this isn't his world, is it? And I was listening to it, and I was like, dude, that's his world.
In his world, they gotta bring back. That's actually gonna be the sequel. It's not gonna be Metal Sonic. It's gonna be the Iblis Trigger.
I mean, they do have it set up. They do have the Flames of Disaster set up.
God, I hate the sound.
I think this level is pretty alright. I actually did dig this
like
level.
one of my least favorite levels in this game.
I'd say.
I just hate Kronos, or I just hate the islands, like weird, like ancient aliens, fucking technology looking ass.
Yeah, we'll never know what the fuck that symbol is, huh? Will we?
They explained what the symbol was. What do you mean?
They explained that it was the symbol of a god, but like they don't show what the god was. They don't show anything else. They only they don't explain why it just fucking shows up in the sky sometimes. But that's neither here nor there. That's for.
I am fairly certain at some point they do explain what it means as a word.
I see. I'll have to look at Sonic Frontiers again because I don't remember.
Chaos control.
I think it would be so cool. Man, you know what? I really want to know what they're gonna do for the next Sonic game. That's not like a fucking remake, like the actual next Sonic game. Because I think it would be really. I'm really interested what they're gonna pull now. You know, Eggman has a daughter. Sonic doesn't have cyber cancer anymore.
Damn, calling him out on his cyber cancer.
I mean, that's pretty much what he had throughout that game, right? It was pretty much like super cyber cancer.
I mean, everyone else got done in by it.
Yeah.
If you think about it.
But okay, so also, the presence of Chaos Island and Shadow's story specifically, it implies that at some point in the future, Shadow just might.
Is there even a Sonic Heroes Dark Rail Canyon stage?
Yeah.
Okay.
All of the teams go through the same stages.
Oh.
Yeah.
I thought they had different stages.
It's just that. So, from what I remember, Sonic's version of all the stages, Team Sonic's version of all stages, that's like you're pretty much neutral. It's not too hard, not too easy, right? For Team Rose, all those stages, those are easy mode stages, right? And then for Team Dark, that's hard mode. So you are.
What's Chaotix?
A fun gimmick mission mode.
Oh.
Well, fun, I use that term lightly. Some of those missions were not fun at all.
See.
But yeah, where the fuck was I going with this? Oh,
Shadow feels better in this game than Sonic does in Frontiers.
Yeah, he so does. And that's because they polished the fuck out of him in this game. And they barely touched Sonic Generations.
Yeah, they actually had a guy who would be like, your job is to nail the movement. That's all you do.
Yeah. We have to get our lore manager to make sure your Shadow lives in a cave.
I knew one of these was around.
But yeah, something I'm surprised about this game. No Sonic. No Shadow the Hedgehog levels, like, at all. Like, yeah, we fight Black Doom, but like we don't get Westopolis or even like the Black Comet. I would have taken one of those over.
Black Comet would have been a solid choice. I'm trying to think of what's a Shadow level that really stands out to me.
That's not Westopolis.
Only thing I can think of is when you kill the president of the United States.
That is true. Yeah, one of the missions was to shoot down the president's airplane.
With him inside.
Yeah. And just to be clear to any person listening, we are talking specifically about the mission in Shadow the Hedgehog, where this happens.
Oh, is that what we're talking about? Okay.
Yes,
Okay.
that's what we're talking about.
I thought we were
Anyway.
talking about something else. Sorry.
But yeah, I thought I was so confident we were gonna get something beyond Black Doom in regards to Shadow the Hedgehog, because like we have Black Doom, the logo, the bike, but no actual levels. It's really weird.
Shadow the Hedgehog's what established the bike, isn't it?
Yeah, Shadow the Hedgehog established the bike. And then, I mean, I can understand why they're not giving him a gun in this game. I know Sega's been not super trying to do that with Shadow, except for like the movie.
I was surprised they're even doing it in the movie. I'm gonna be real.
Yeah, right. Exactly. No, exactly. But yeah, just like I would have liked at least something beyond Black Doom, from Shadow.
And unlocking the music from. Shadow
Yeah, and
the Hedgehog.
unlock. Yeah, I don't really count the fucking music because of course you're gonna get the music.
Eggman's Casino was cool level.
Eggman did have a casino. That's right.
It's where you get the quote, that damn fourth Chaos Emerald.
That is true. He doesn't swear here either. Shadow's not a sailor.
Damn.
Could you imagine that's what they bring back, him being a fucking potty mouth.
He wasn't even that much of a potty mouth. He just said damn.
Have I asked you about the theory that Sonic might have taught Shadow how to swear?
I've not heard that.
Okay, so obviously Shadow doesn't swear at all in Adventure 2 and Heroes, but like in Shadow the Hedgehog, the game, Shadow doesn't swear at all, but like when he's with Sonic in, I think it's Westopolis or one of the missions where you're with Sonic, Sonic's like, you have to get those damn black creatures, and that's like the first instance of like anyone hearing damn in the Sonic series. And so
I do
the
not
theory
remember
goes that
Sonic swearing in that game.
he says it. I can clearly remember Ryan fucking saying damn in Sonic's voice. But like, yeah, so like the
I
the
remember
theory,
those disgusting black creatures, but
that's from like the end of levels and stuff. But
disgusting
Yeah.
black creature. God, I can't believe he says that. Like out of context, that's
but okay, so yeah, so the theory surmises that because this is also Shadow, like when he has amnesia, right? So he doesn't clearly remember the events of Sonic Adventure 2, right? So like the theory posits that because of Shadow's amnesiac nature and and him hearing Sonic say damn, he's just kind of assuming, oh man, that was actually pretty cool, and then he starts saying damn so that he seems cooler. I think it's a fun theory. It's not, I definitely like don't think it's it's canon or anything, but I think it's just fun.
Oh, I didn't mean to do that. Ooh, how did I miss these two? Damn. Right over here, too.
That's how it be sometimes. Sometimes it's the most obvious ones, and sometimes it's not.
Amazing.
71.
Let's see. Here, what are your gripes with this game?
My
'Cause
gripes?
no game is perfect. Yeah, no game
asset
is perfect.
flipping, very obviously.
I would say yeah. I would agree. Like here, I'm not a big fan of them just having fucking like as I don't
There's
think
only,
Chaos
like,
Island is a bad level.
3 levels that aren't like asset flips.
Which I guess is the bigger half of the 5, but you know, still, I would have like only one of the levels be like a rehash, like reusing
Sunset,
assets.
whatever the Sunset Heights
Like-
and Chaos Island are complete asset flips.
Yeah, like I definitely like look. I would sacrifice either Sunset Heights or Chaos Island
I
for Shadow the Hedgehog level, like for sure.
I would sacrifice both of them.
Okay, but then you have to replace them with 2 different levels, though.
Okay. Easy. We have White
Like,
Jungle.
Ooh, White Jungle. Yeah, you know what? No, but our Sonic Adventure 2 kind of stage is already the arc, so I don't really think I would.
Fuck that, dude.
Hey,
You only have so many games where Shadow even has levels.
that is true. Let's
Make
see.
Radical Highway a proper fucking level instead of a weird time hole shit, and
Yeah, weird Black Doom stuff.
make the weird time stuff like the Black Comet.
Yeah, I would replace one of the levels of Black Comet.
Black
for
Comet
sure.
and White Jungle. There's my answers.
Hmm.
I would replace Chaos Island with Black Comet, and I would replace Sunset Heights with White Jungle.
I think I would replace Sunset Heights with Radical Highway, so that it's not just the fucking weird dimension shit. Because I feel like Black Comet is more fitting of a final area than
Yeah.
Radical.
Like, Radical
Yeah, but
Highway on its own is such a cool fucking level, and it doesn't
It
quite
is-
feel right because it's all fucked up by time bullshit.
Yeah, it is a pretty radical level, but you know,
I'm gonna kill you.
what? Why would you not see that coming? You've known me for how many years now? How did you not
I
see?
never
that
see it coming.
Anyway, but yeah, I think we should have had a shadow level. Totally, just one. But yeah, you know what? When you're talking about it, I am pretty hard pressed to find a level from a game that Shadow's been a part of that isn't already used in the game, like that isn't from like a game that's already represented in the game already. Like, because
Okay,
obviously we have
fucking-
the arc.
You
We
could
have
do
the
that
arc
as
Radical Highway.
Adventure 2, or you could do that as Shadow the Hedgehog, honestly. There's so many
yeah,
arc
'cause
levels in Shadow
Yeah,
the
there
Hedgehog.
is. Yeah, that's right. There is arc levels in the Shadow.
There's a
Hedgehog.
ton of arc
Oh.
levels in Shadow the Hedgehog, dude.
But I feel like the arc that they use in this game is based more on Adventure 2. Don't you think?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, so I'm going to equate that.
Was that a
more
mother
to...
effing Persona 5 reference? Which part?
Is this a seal of some sort?
Setri, we're not as into what Persona.
I
as you
actually know quite a bit about Persona, and I'm confused.
are. What, does Shadow eat a big burger?
Oh, I want a burger. I'm gonna make a peanut butter sandwich after this.
I thought you were gonna say a peanut butter.
My friend Lynn was talking about peanut butter sandwiches. I'm like, oh shit. You know,
Burger.
that is a simple but delicious treat. I'll never see it coming.
Oh, it's the Persona 5 song.
That,
okay, that is that,
the best at band. They're coming for you.
Oh, what do you think of Mephiles' voice in this game?
You know, I
actually?
don't remember what Mephiles even sounds like normally. So he seems
he's
pretty
voiced by
fun.
Dan Green. No, he's voiced by Dan Green.
I like.
So if you know who, In the original, he was voiced by Dan Green, and I think in this one he's voiced by a different guy. I don't think the voice acting is terrible here. I think he does a pretty solid job. I think his voice could be deeper, but that's about it.
What are these little like puppets that he's making?
Yeah, isn't that the puppets that that's the little minions that he makes in 06, right?
I don't know.
Remember in Shadow's story where he's like, you know...
I have not played 06, dude.
Oh, yeah, I guess we haven't really touched 06 in quite a bit. But no, but I'm talking about that very iconic Shadow scene where it's like, if the world decides to become my enemy, I will fight it like I always have, and he's gonna fight that big old fucking army. And I think that's the army of these little fuckers that he's making.
Say that all again.
Oh my god.
Couldn't
You
hear
know that-
you over my kicking ass.
The scene where Shadow takes off his inhibitor rings,
Oh,
right?
yeah.
He says the quote, "If the world becomes my enemy, I will fight like I always have." Right? And then he goes to fight off the fucking army that Knuckles creates.
Is that what it was?
I think that's where these guys are from. But I haven't played 06 in ever. But I think that's what happens in that one. I'm trying to think. But yeah, what were your other gripes about this game?
Mostly that I just think the Shadow Generations wasn't getting enough love.
I do think that the fact that it was tacked on to like a port of Sonic Generations, it's kind of like, you know.
I paused during a cutscene and I fucked everything up.
Goujer. Wait. Oh, okay. I was like, you weren't even moving.
Is this like Mephiles' true form or some shit?
I think it's I think this is supposed to be like, just a big monster. Big monster!
Damn.
Dude, this is a really cool cutscene.
I mean, that sucks. Boy can't even exist.
It's a pretty, you know what? It's a pretty fitting punishment because his whole plan was to do crazy time shit, right? He's fucking with the balance of time. It's pretty fitting that he's kind of just trapped in a timeline where he can't exist.
I don't really remember what his motives were. Or why he wanted to have Silver kill Sonic.
Something the Iblis or whatever.
Well, Iblis already took over.
Wants to rebuild Solaris or whatever the fuck. I
Oh,
don't know.
maybe he wanted to. Maybe
Because I think, what is it? Isn't Mephiles and Iblis like two halves of Solaris? So they have to like form together in order to be Solaris?
Oh, is that it?
I think that's what it was. I haven't played Sonic 06, or at least gone through the story like in a really long time.
I
I
do
think that's
not
what it
know the
was.
lore of that fucking game, but I know it is deep.
Yeah, it runs pretty
They
deep.
were very much like, we're gonna make the AAA like Call of Duty of
This is gonna be
Modern
Sonic
Warfare
Adventure
2 of Sonic.
This is the true Sonic Adventure 3.
Man, yeah, that was what it was supposed to be. At its best moments, it very much is Sonic Adventure 3.
Yeah.
Shout out to the guy that what is that guy's name? Chaos X, for working on Project 06.
Oh, I have heard about that. I've never played it though.
It's good. It's really good. It's like if Sonic 06 was given like 5 more years of development time by one guy. That's actually pretty much exactly what it is. He basically found a way to decompile and port the code of Sonic 06 over to the Unity engine, and then he's just been tweaking it by reverse engineering like shit that was buried in the code that like was unfinished. There's like audio tutorials for like shit that's really poorly not explained at all. That's a mechanic. Like there's shit for like different better movement systems. He was even starting to recreate bugs that the original game had and then just fix them. It's really solid.
I'm trying to think about stuff that I didn't super love with this game.
The
At least
what?
the Shadow hat. Some of my own gripes with Shadow.
Yeah, what are your gripes?
Trying to think. I do feel the Shadow Inkling form is like too slippery for me. I find that sometimes it was really hard to control.
I found another one.
And I think it's not that I have a gripe with the absence of Super Shadow. I just would have been like, this would have been a fun thing to unlock like after we finish the game, and then we just don't get it.
Well, we get Shadow Wings.
Yeah, we get Super Shadow Junior.
Yeah. And
like he doesn't necessarily grow more powerful. He just glides in the air.
yeah, I'm alright without a super form bonus.
It doesn't need to be the
thing.
main part of the game. It doesn't need to be the main part of the game. It just needs to be like something I can access if I want to, you know?
Well, narratively, it also doesn't make sense for him to be.
It doesn't. I believe there's a whole Super Shadow only really comes out when like Shadow has like full clarity over something, right?
Well, he's got
and he's not
7
really...
Chaos Emeralds too. I feel like that's kind of a...
Yeah, that's also... But like in a storytelling matter, like Super Shadow seems to really come when he has full clarity of the situation, like in Shadow. Like he gets the full... Like once he's fully aware of like his past and he's able to deal with it, then he turns into Super Shadow. Like it's more impactful in that way. You know what I mean?
I suppose,
And the same thing, and even in Adventure 2, when we first meet Shadows, like he gets full clarity about what Maria's wish was, and what she wanted with the world, and what she wanted Shadow to do, and he becomes Super Shadow to like do all that.
I found another one.
Here's one. How do you feel about Maria's wish for wanting like peace for the world inadvertently becoming Shadow's wish originally because of the events of Generations? Or I guess, yeah, Generations. Because you think about it, right? Maria and Gerald, as they appear in this game, are from a time where they haven't died, right?
Oh, yeah.
And therefore Maria hasn't made her...
Although I suspect, based off Gerald's reactions to shit, that he knows some shit's up, probably.
He obviously, Gerald can put 2 and 2 together. He knows that they're not going to...
Well, he's probably more
Maria.
into the politics of, like, the higher-ups on his ass.
Yeah. But, like, he
probably didn't tell Maria or
he,
Shadow because he didn't want him to worry.
Yeah, like, ultimately, he knows that he ultimately fails in, you know, curing Maria.
Fucked up, dude.
But, like, yeah, so, like, they come from a time where Maria doesn't, like, make this promise with Shadow, and Shadow, like, doesn't remember Maria's, like, final wish. But, like, inadvertently, because of this game, Shadow's interpretation of Maria's wish, that was always his wish. I wonder how you feel about like,
I'm not
that
sure I'm
bit.
completely understanding you.
Okay, so you know how Shadow's like his whole thing with Maria is that he's trying to honor Maria's last wish
Yeah.
for wanting to help the world, right? Because
Yeah.
she wants the world to be happy.
Yeah.
But because of the events of this game, and it pulls Maria from a time where she doesn't make that wish just yet.
How do you know?
But they explain, like, even Shadow's like these versions of these characters must come from a time where they haven't, like, where the tragedy hasn't happened yet, and that's the tragedy of the arc.
Okay.
So
So you're saying.
right. So you're getting it all together, right?
No. I don't get what you're
Okay.
saying, Ami. How
I'm trying
did
to
they change Maria's wish? What?
So here, right? So the timeline is before this game, right? The
I
tragedy
understand
of
the timeline
arc-
before this game. What are you
Okay,
saying?
right?
How does Maria's wish change?
Because she hasn't made the wish yet chronologically. Shadow first mentions wanting world peace to Maria in this game, which, because of the time stuff, means that Maria wants, like, Maria's wish for, like, world peace and stuff that comes from Shadow, right?
Okay.
And not like, originally it comes from Shadow and not originally from Maria, right?
So Shadow says it's to Maria, who says it's the Shadow. That's what you're saying?
yeah, and like what
Okay.
he remembers as Maria's wish, it chronologically speaking, this was Shadow's wish first, right?
It's a completed time loop on me.
I guess so. It's a completed time. I don't know. I think it's like like storytelling wise. I think it's like, you know.
Is that what it's called? A bootstrap paradox? Century?
I suppose
I've always
there should-
called them
there should be, like,
completed time loops.
I suppose there would be a proper term for that.
It's been
For that
used
idea.
narratively before.
Yeah.
Like, the idea that, like, because of some event, you have to go back in time, and then you do the thing that will cause you to have to go back in time in the first place.
Yeah, exactly. I don't like several. You know what? I think a
I
bunch
think
of
Back
time
to the
travel
Future
projects-
even has a completed time loop.
Did that happen in Back to the Future?
I
have not
think
seen that
there's
movie.
some aspect of Back to the Future. Yeah, the self-fulfilling origin. An idea or something is introduced as like a self-fulfilling. Yeah, so like, so the idea behind those is that eventually at some point it was originally created, but then as it became part of a time instance, it is now re-replicating itself through time like a game of telephone, but it's not losing its original meaning.
I see. Okay, I get what you're. As I always say, the spit that you're flapping.
Chaos control.
But yeah, I just think, like, narratively, I think it's like a nice little, like,
Whoa.
complete circle, as you've said.
Yeah.
I think it works nice. And then,
I mean,
have
Maria
you?
probably said it originally. I would like to see, like, if something happened like that in a show or movie, but then it, like, gets a little changed every loop. Or
Technically, I want to say Kingdom Hearts 3 has that, and then also the show Miss Marvel also kind of has that, but they don't explore how each variation, like each loop, changes the rest of the timeline in, like, very subtle ways. I think it's more of like the whole self-fulfilling prophecy aspect of that idea.
yeah, the fucking Back to the Future does use that, because Doc Brown in the past just had the idea of how to make the time machine, and then Marty McFly comes back with the broken time machine that Doc Brown has to get working again, which helps him understand how to do the time machine, and then he spends the rest of the movie, like, trying, or the rest of his life, already knowing Marty McFly will eventually appear, and
Right.
like that, and recreating the time machine.
Yeah, no, I get it. I get it.
I think
Oh, yeah,
like
that does
I
happen
think
in the fucking
plutonium is even like given to the idea of plutonium is even given to him by Marty because like Doc Brown told him that plutonium was the power source.
Yeah, not unobtainium.
Where the paradox is who wrote the music. Exactly. The paradox is who is the original prognator of Maria's wish. Is it Maria or is it Shadow? It becomes a chicken and the egg thing.
Yeah, it definitely
except
does.
There's no way to tell because that timeline has been since wiped out.
Yeah.
Unless we're going off Dragon Ball Z time logic, where each timeline creates a alternate
Branched
multiverse.
timeline. I mean, that is generally the more widely accepted like theory of time travel is that it doesn't truly happen like, let's say, Back to the Future. It happens more like yeah, you woke up one morning and you had the option of either choosing Fruity Pebbles or Cocoa Pebbles as your breakfast, and then there's a timeline where you chose one and not the other, and you chose another timeline where you chose the other option.
Well, I don't like that. My personal opinion is that's not how multi-diverse, divergent timelines is.
I could see like why you would
I
like
think
that. I think
that time is, in my personal opinion, because this is all pseudoscience anyway.
yeah.
Time, to reverse time is to just put matter in the state it was previously. And if you are there, if you make a time machine to go forward in time, you're just moving all matter besides yourself to the place it will eventually be. That includes people,
Right.
that includes everything. And then if you're doing backwards time travel, you're doing the opposite. So the thing is not like, oh, you're gonna erase yourself from existence. No, you will still exist because the time machine is what's keeping you from
Right.
like going forward with regular time. Like your matter is there now. It's in that time. There's no like great, and I don't think there would be a great upset because there's additional matter in that time period.
Right.
So but that's being said though, any actions you take could cause a significantly different future. And if you were to create a timeline where you do not exist and you go back to the future, you not exist, there could be fucking just another you that never went in the time machine to begin with.
I see.
That's a very real scenario. Like you could just you could go home to your family and they're all like, who the fuck are you? You don't have a child by that name. Cause just any number of fucking variables, like your parents didn't fuck on that
Right. Right.
cycle, so then that egg that became you was not fucking fertilized, and then now you don't exist. And whatever
Right.
name was popular at the time was not that. So you could like go back in time and be like, well, and come back from going back in time and they're like, well, we don't have a kid named Goujer. We have a kid named Alfred. You look kind of like him though. What the fuck's up with that?
You ever think like how in Back to the Future, like they fucking like Marty's parents like kind of look at Marty and they're like, hey, doesn't our son look exactly like that kid who set us up in high school?
I don't think
What's
they
up
ever
with
made
that?
that connection.
They never do. They never do. But I think it would be really funny if they explored that.
Xenoverse, the Dragon Ball Z video game, has a very interesting description of its of the Dragon Ball Z time system.
Oh yeah, they have their. Oh yeah.
They very elaborately go into how Trunks's universe like remains and like how it all fucking works.
Yeah. Oh god, dude,
Like-
Dragon Ball shit is way more confusing than the Sonic shit.
I kind of like it. It makes sense to me. Hi Kenshi.
What's up, Kench?
So in Xenoverse, right? What's his nuts? Okay, so every time someone goes back in time, they're in the like by the Supreme Time. The Supreme Kais, you know, right? They're like the gods.
Right.
There is a tree in the Supreme Kai area that has a library in it, and the library has the scroll of time of all events that'll ever happen. However, if time travel is done, a new scroll is made that like starts from that divergent point. And then we'll continue to make new, and we'll continue with its own history, right? So like Trunks doing his time shit, right? Originally, from the original timeline, caused a new scroll to be made. It was then determined after multiple, and like you can go to the same timeline, I guess. Because they figured that out, I think. So the Supreme Kai of Time was designated as the bitch that would edit this time stuff. So if the resulting universe can be like gone to and then corrected with its events, the what can be done is they can basically edit out that changed part and then just replace it with the correct one.
Right.
So
Okay,
just because like this other guy appeared and helped beat up Raditz out of nowhere, just now Raditz is dead anyway. So now we can just edit out that part where the other guy came in and helped beat up Raditz. That's the idea of the Time Patrollers. Because they don't know what happens if the library fills up with all the divergent time scrolls, and I think they're all scared to find out what happens.
I see. I'd never touched the Xenoverse games because all that shit sounds very convoluted and stuff.
It's a fun honestly, all you need to do is know about the Xenoverse games is that you get to throw your OC into very iconic Dragon Ball battles and fuck around with the timeline completely.
Yeah.
It is very much a like, great partner, we've corrected the timeline. Wanna go fuck around with the timeline?
What, man, why can't we have that shit with, dude? Imagine if Sonic Forces was like that with our fucking character, right? Ugh.
Where you get to go, they wouldn't have enough assets for that shit.
They would not have enough assets. Like,
Hey,
dude, you have your character fighting, like, I don't know, Neo Metal Sonic.
Yeah, that would be fucking tight. Like, you have to somehow help Sonic and everybody, like, fight all, like, go through all of Sonic Heroes as, like, an additional character.
You know what? I think that could have been, like, a cool, like, anniversary type game if they didn't want to do Generations the way they did. Just do a Xenoverse type situation. This is my OC! Brad the Hedgehog!
Dude, the only thing that made me ever want to buy Forces is the character creator, but even then, it doesn't look that good.
The character creator, it's like, it's kind of robust, but also not as robust as you'd like. I feel like the clothing options kind of suck
I don't
because
even
it's
think
like,
you can make a fox.
I believe, fuck. It's a bird, a dog, a cat,
A bear. I don't want
a bear, a wolf, a hedgehog, because of course.
It surprises me they would have Hedgehog and not a fox. Echidna makes sense lore-wise, but come the fuck on.
I'm trying to think of like another.
I can't even be a fox.
I'm gonna see if I have all of them down. I feel like I left this list all of them. I could have sworn, because I remember one of the scrapped characters, like one of the scrapped options, was a fucking dragon.
Huh.
Like in concept art, I believe it was concept art. There was like, yeah, there is concept art for a dragon avatar character.
I just know that I heard the rumor that the player character was supposed to originally be Boom Sonic, and that feels very correct to me.
No, yeah, because like a lot of the avatars like gameplay style, it uses like grappling hooks and stuff like that, and a big gameplay part of Sonic Boom was the grappling. So I understand that theory. I think Sonic Boom was still around when Forces came out. Forces, I think, was an anniversary-ish game, and there has been art of Boom, Modern, and Classic Sonic like together in like commemorative artwork. So here, I'm gonna pull up the avatar. Let's see, custom character. Okay, here, 7 options. You got a bear, a bird, a cat, dog, a rabbit, or a wolf.
A rabbit.
Yeah, that was the one that I was missing. I pretty much had everything else. But yeah, like, it's not as robust as I would like it. Like, yeah, dude, like, where the fuck is Echidna? Like, where the fuck is Echidna, or bull, or, like, fox? Oh, yeah, I guess, yeah, Knuckles is supposed to be the last Echidna, so I guess I can give them a pass. But, like, yeah, no other wolf, no, like, no other crocodiles, or chameleons, or bees. Like, they had concept art for a fucking dragon at one point. Like, come on.
They couldn't do it all.
Yeah, I guess they couldn't.
Simple as.
Sucks.
All right.
Yeah, so I'm.
We gotta wrap this up.
Oh yeah, we've been going on for 3 hours.
We sure have.
That's pretty much. We've gone through more than the entire runtime of the Wicked movie.
Oh my god.
All
right, do your final.
Yeah. Hey, thank you everyone for listening to us for the past like 3 hours. We really appreciate it. If you want to find us, we are NBOable on Twitter, Instagram, and now Blue Sky, right? Goujer is on here on Twitch.
I'm Goujer
under
everywhere.
Goujer. Yeah, Goujer everywhere. From Twitter to Blue Sky and Twitch, and I know you're not on Instagram. But yeah, thanks again everyone. We will see you
Sure am not on
whenever
Instagram.
whenever I have time. Mostly Goujer's schedule is more flexible than mine, but whenever I have time and she has time, we'll be able to do this again.
Yeah,
we will see you
get
next
some
time.
Sonic Superstars on.
Yeah, we will see you Wednesday, whenever that is.
All right. Wait, no, we have that one. All right, we're rating Wish Kept, everybody.
Yeah, I was about to ask, did you want to rate someone?
Yeah, we're rating Wish Kept. Rating Aura. They're a good friend of Lychee's.
Yeah.
And they're a cute dragon. And they're playing web fishing. Ooh. So it's going to be comfy time. Probably.
Oh, yeah.
All right, have fun, everybody. Bye-bye.
Bye, people.